See, what I tell you, no stage or mail today or any other day.
Well, now the Sierra's doing the best it can.
We've been cut off from mail and supplies for 6 weeks now. Let's tear down the place.
Yeah.
Now, Walker, just a minute. Hold it there. Gentlemen, please, hold it. Now, just a minute.
Now, look, when you asked me to head up this committee, you said we'd work out some kind of peaceful plan to get the stage back on schedule. We're beginning to act like a mob.
Ben, we businessmen are fighting for our lives. The Sierra's pushing us to the wall.
We're beginning to feel the same pinch of lack of mail and supplies out in the Ponderosa, too. That doesn't mean we have to lose our heads and become violent about it.
You ranchers don't have to pay $30 a sack for flour or 50 cents a pound for potatoes.
Exactly what anybody else pays right here in Virginia City. Now, let's all just settle down and let's talk to Sims about it.
Oh, well, I wrote a letter to the head office. They're sending out a troubleshooter.
Good. By the time he gets here, we'll all be broke. Yeah, the Sierra's responsible for the high prices around here, making things scarce and hard to get. And Sims is the Sierra in this town. I say let's run him out. Just a minute. Leave him alone. Just a minute.
Trask! Jed Trask! Go ahead, tear up the Sierra and run me out of town now. Go ahead, Mr. Walker.
Sims, you get these citizens off Sierra property.
Yes, sir.
Hold on, Sims. Now, what gives you the authority to come in here and threaten us with a gun?
Mister, there are 26 men who've questioned my authority. Now, they're all dead. I thought it wasn't enough for you. How about that? Trouble, Sims. I'm on my way to Latigo to get the Sierra running on schedule again.
Latigo? Mr. Trask, that town's poison.
Yeah, I got the antidote right here.
Well, I understand that every no-good gunman in the West is holed up in Latigo.
Yeah, that's right. They're using it as a base to burn and plunder our stages and our freight wagons.
Well, one man and one gun won't stand much of a chance against a whole town of killers.
That's my job. I'm paid to do it. Of course, if there are any volunteers to help me clean out Latigo.
Well, now, you can't count on them fellers out there. They've all got their businesses to take care of.
Well, what businesses? If the Sierra ever stops running through here, this will be a ghost town. Oh, it never fails. You scratch a citizen with talk of volunteering his gun, and he runs like a whipped dog. Ain't that the truth, honey?
Sure is, Jed.
Mr. Trask, I agreed to head up this committee and not backing down from it.
Yeah, well, you might want to reconsider. If anything happens to you, the Sierra won't pay for as much as a pine box.
You know, the Sierra is far more important to us than it is to itself. As far as your company is concerned, it's only so much profits. As far as we're concerned, the Sierra is our lifeline to the outside world.
All right. Be ready to leave at sunup. Ronnie, looks like we bought ourselves another gun.
Oh, you're wrong. You bought yourself 4 more guns. My sons will go along. The quicker this is settled, the better we'll all like it.
Good. I want one thing understood. My first concern is the Sierra. When we get to Latigo, you'll all take orders from me.
That's agreeable, Trask. As long as you remember that we're not hired gunmen.
Look, let's get things straight. I'm tired of people thinking of me as a hired gun. I bring law and order to the Sierra wherever it needs it. And right now, it needs it in Latigo.
Oh, we're all for law and order, Trask. Just want you to know that we don't intend to shoot first and ask questions later.
And I don't intend to wind up on Boot Hill with a bullet in my back. This is the only kind of law those kind of men will understand.
Latigo doesn't sound like any picnic ground. Maybe you ought to send Mrs. Trask back to Virginia City.
Bill?
Adam Cartwright's worried about you. He thinks maybe I ought to send you back.
You're my man, Jed. When you tell me to go back, I'll go.
Another one of our wagons. Only a half a day out of Latigo. In a town like this, the undertaker's the leading citizen. Come on.
I'll have them heat some water for your bath, Jed.
That'll be about an hour. Well, you can still back out if you want to.
We have no intention of backing out.
Why don't you suit yourself? I'll be over at the Sierra. It's right across the street.
Peaceful place.
Yeah. Let's get the horses down to livery stable.
Plenty of cash in this one, Big Mike. Look at them greenbacks.
Jed Trask, who sent for you?
Mike Campbell, you're through. Get out.
Tenderest meat I ever had. Here, try some. Melt in your mouth.
Maybe you didn't hear me. I said you're through.
Trask, you're invading the private office of the duly appointed division superintendent of the Sierra.
Mike, you've got 1 hour to get out of town.
Well, if I'm going to leave town, I might as well travel on a full stomach.
Mike, you forgot something. All right, you two, come on.
Me? Well, see, I was only...
1 hour.
Now that we got rid of Big Mike, we can get started straightening up this depot.
Look, Jed. You're not going to let them ride off scot-free. They must be prosecuted.
Prosecuted with what? There isn't any law in this town. First things first, Ben. I work for the Sierra.
Jed, when I came along on
When
this...
you came along, you promised you'd take orders from me. Look, Ben. Latigo is like a snake. You cut off its head, and the rest of it'll die.
An hour. He only give us an hour.
That's time enough for you to go round up Cole Baker and his partner. Meet me in there.
Anybody finds out he took over, you got no business in this town.
Look, you just do like I say. I'll take care of Jed Trask.
This had been allowed to go on a little while longer. Big Mike would have owned Virginia City.
He was never that smart, Ben.
Here's some more records to check.
Hey, come on out and take a look at the barn. It's full of mail and supplies.
Hey, Paul. Take a look at this. Here's where all the mail's been. Closest I ever got to Virginia City.
Yeah, there's enough stuff here to keep the town happy for a couple of months.
You know, there must be supplies and mail out here for half the West.
It'd take us a month of Sundays to straighten all this out.
There's a stage coming in the end of the week. We can start moving some of it out then.
Hey, you know, for a young one, you're real smart.
Jed?
Yeah.
Jed, you know, we're going to need half a dozen wagons and teams to load this stuff up.
Now, there'll be a courier through here. I'll send the message to the home office. I'll go back to the stage depot right now and write it out. Come supper time, I'll see you all. I'll buy the drinks.
All right. I may have misjudged that one.
Well, gotta admit one thing, he sure knows his business.
That's for sure. Seems like this town's already quieter just since he's been here.
Well, this mail isn't going to load itself. Come on, let's get to work.
Yeah, you get to work.
Give me that.
You're in my way, boy.
You're in my way, mister.
Trask, the hour you give me is up. I'm gonna enjoy watching you die.
Clear out of here, you vulture.
Dad! He's hardly breathing.
He'll be all right. Joe, get the doctor.
Right.
You wanted to be part of this. Well, now you are. Which one of you was going to kill Mike Campbell?
Now, boys, let's get him upstairs. Belle? Belle?
I'm here, Jed. I'm here.
I can't stay trussed up like this. I got a job to do.
Now, you're not getting out of this bed until the doctor says so.
Oh, come on, you stop mother henning me. I'm in shape right now to get back on the job.
Oh! There, you see. Jed, quit worrying. The Cartwrights are down at the station right now. Now, they're taking care of everything.
What do the Cartwrights know about running a stage line?
Thought you'd be happy knowing they were staying on.
Well, I'm not in much shape right now to jump for joy. Just the same, I'm glad that you asked him to stay on and run the depot. All I have to do now is figure out a way of running down Big Mike.
Leave well enough be, Jed. Big Mike has run like a whip dog.
Honey, well, enough won't leave me be. I can't let a man put a bullet hole in me and get away with it. Every two-bit gunman in the West would want to try the same thing.
Everybody knows he tricked you. You've nothing to gain tracking him down like a hired killer.
Don't you call me a hired killer.
I didn't.
Honey, I've got a job to do. To do that job right, I've got to put the fear of Jed Trask into everybody and keep it there.
Fear Jed or respect?
It's the same thing, Bill. My gun got me my job, and my gun is going to keep it. If I let Big Mike stay alive, everybody would say the sand was running out of my craw.
Jed, I just can't stand seeing you get hurt again.
thought you understood something. There are only two things in my life. My work and you. And my work is the only way I know to get you the things I want for you.
Stage from Virginia City?
There ain't much except some mail and his stuff from his home office.
Well, we'll have plenty of letters for you to deliver to Virginia City. Tell Adam and Hoss to start loading.
Right.
Don't see Big Mike around.
No, I guess you won't either. Jed Trask relieved him of his job. My name's Cartwright. My sons and I are helping him out.
Jed Trask, huh?
Yeah.
Heard the company was making some changes here. Didn't figure they'd send out Trask.
Why, he's a good troubleshooter.
Trouble with some troubleshooters. There's sometimes bigger trouble than they're sent out here to cure.
Was that what you think about Trask?
I do. And so do a lot of others at the home office. Reckon Trask will want these letters and away bills. And this one's for him personal.
Oh, do you want me to deliver it?
No, sirree. This is one pleasure I want for myself. I've waited a long time to deliver this letter.
I don't know. It's getting so that running a stage is going to need a man who can read and write better than he can handle a gun or hitch a team of horses. All right, there it is. There's a rundown on all of the freight that is due here in the next few weeks.
Hey, you know, by the time we get through our end of things here, everything should be back to normal. Oh, say the driver had a letter for you. Did he give it to you?
Yeah, it's right here. Might be a paycheck. It's about time, too.
More trouble?
Nothing I can't handle.
Here. Let me help you.
Thank you.
There we are.
Where'd you get that?
At the undertaker's?
The Undertaker's.
He's also the local carpenter. Chairs, tables, and coffins are his specialty.
Well, you can take it back. I don't want it.
I don't care what you want. You're going to use it. You'll just get well that much sooner. Don't you agree, Mr. Cartwright?
Yes, I think I do agree.
All right, all right.
What's this letter?
You keep your hands away from that. No. No, I'm sorry. Look, being cooped up in this room has made me kind of shaky. Maybe you're right about the chair. At least I can get around a little bit.
Well, you know, keeping busy is certainly better medicine than just sitting around in here. And even in a wheelchair, there are plenty of things for you to take care of down at the depot.
There's something I'm a lot more anxious to take care of than the depot. That's Mike Campbell.
Now, look, Trask, you're in no condition to go riding after Mike Campbell.
I'm not going to ride after Big Mike. I'm going to sit in that chair in front of this hotel. And sooner or later, Big Mike is going to get brave enough to come looking for me. And when he does, this will be the last thing he'll ever see.
Oh, Trask, you're taking an awful chance. And, why, in that wheelchair, you're a sitting duck.
I've been taking chances for the Sierra for 10 years. Maybe it's become a habit. Yeah, honey, I'm real glad you thought about that chair. Ben, while you're here, you want to give me a hand into the chair?
All right. All right. I'll help you. Here.
Yeah, that's better. I just wanted to know I'm still around.
Are you sure this is what you want?
I know what I'm doing, Cartwright.
Well, I hope so. I'll be across the way at the depot. I'm going to see that the stage gets up to Virginia City.
Oh, I know this food ain't got Hop Sing's touch, but it'll at least keep you from starving to death.
What are you doing? I was making a bid for a second helping?
What's bothering you, pal?
Oh, nothing, really.
Trask?
He's a pretty hard man to figure, isn't he?
I don't trust him.
Me neither.
A strange job. I picked a strange man to handle it. There's certainly no denying his loyalty to the Sierra. Loyalty. Seems he's dedicated his whole life to it.
Well, that's a point in his favor, wouldn't you say?
Maybe.
What do you mean?
Well, he's more than just loyal. He's become almost fanatic about it. And I've learned it's pretty hard to trust a fanatic, no matter how good his intentions are.
Jed? What's the matter? Why don't you let me help you into bed?
Stay up and think for a while.
Well, that letter must be mighty important for you to lose sleep over it.
My letter is company business. You don't have to worry about it.
What's in it?
I told you it's company business.
It's more than that.
Look, don't try
Look,
to...
you jumped at me the first time I asked you about it. Now you're jumping at me again. I know when something's troubling you.
I've been fired, Bill.
Can't be true.
Can't it? There's always been somebody in Sierra management after my hide, somebody who didn't like my methods. "10 years of my life I spent building that stage line. 10 years. Now fired. Just kicked out like that.
It's only a job, honey. There are plenty of jobs for a man like you.
Jed Trask doesn't go around begging for jobs, and he's no saddle tramp or fool kid to get kicked around either.
Jed, we've got to face things as they come. Oh, honey, we've been through worse things than this together. That time that Mustang's hoof opened up your scalp. Bloody massacre in the Apache country.
Don't tell me, tell them, tell the Sierra. It was my blood and sweat that marked that stage line all up and down the country. Mine. They supplied the equipment and the money, and I supplied the guts. Wherever that line started to fall apart, who held it together? Me, Jed Trask.
Jed, the Sierra is only a pinpoint in this world. We can go someplace where you'd really...
Run out? Are you telling me to run out? Oh, no. Oh, no. No, after I get rid of Big Mike... I'm gonna make this our town, Bill. I'm gonna bust the Sierra so wide open there won't be a trace of their mark left on this territory.
Darling, sit down. You'll hurt yourself.
No, I don't need that chair. I've been hit worse than this a dozen times.
Jed, will you sit down? You're in no shape to be walking around.
Yeah, that's right. Sure, everybody in town has seen me in that chair. They know I can't walk.
I don't know what you're thinking, Jed, but I am not going to stand here and watch you get into trouble.
Yeah, everybody in town knows I'm tied to this chair. Oh, boy. That's funny. That's real funny. I didn't want this chair to begin with, but
Now that I got it, I'm going to make it work for me.
Chet, you can't do this. What about the Cartwrights?
What about them? I don't owe them anything. They came along because Virginia City was in trouble, not because of me.
Chet, they came here as part of a committee to see that the stage gets through. Look, you're not going to fool them for long. They're bound to find out. Do you think they're just going to stand here and watch you ruin the Sierra all over again?
Well, that's up to them, honey. But they just better not get in my way. Weasel. Lock it.
Lock it!
We come around front, Weasel. Get where I can see. I don't care for anybody behind my back. Now sit down. Now, I want Big Mike. Where is he?
He left town. You ought to know that.
Thorne, you help me find him. I'll make it worth your while.
Big Mike set us up. He covered for us. Now you expect us to turn on him?
You'd turn on your own mother if there was enough money in it for you. You tie up with me and there will be enough.
What do you take us for, Trask? Babes in the woods? You don't work for Sierra anymore. The driver told us.
We didn't tell anybody else. I already made sure of that.
So? What are you trying to prove, Trask?
Look, Thorne, I can set you boys up better than Big Mike ever did.
What's in it for you?
Money for one thing. Satisfaction for another. I spent 10 years building up that stage line, Thorne. I know their schedules. I know every shipment that comes through here. I can show you boys how to make more money than you ever dreamed of.
You were always known as a pretty loyal company man. How do we know you're not setting us up for a double cross?
I've taken you or anybody else as easy as this in the past few days. Hold it!
I wait. Have a. You want to drink with it?
You drinking together? Good. Now will you help me find Big Mike?
Yeah, I'll find him. What about those 4 men you brought from Virginia City?
The Cartwrights? I can handle them as easy as this.
You want me to handle this, Trask?
Oh, no. This is a pleasure I've been saving for myself.
Stay here, boys.
Should have shot a lot straighter, Mike.
Now, just a minute, Trask. Thorne. Weasel! Stop him!
Now we can get back to more important things. Sierra.
Oh, Jed, how you feeling?
I'd feel a lot better if I could get out of this blasted wheelchair.
You just stay there until you're ready to get out.
Morning, Cartwright.
Not such a good morning. Another freighter overdue.
Oh, yeah. Big Mike is sure working overtime, huh?
Well, somebody is sure working overtime.
Well, it's got to be Mike. He's the only one who has the know-how to pull off those raids.
Then he has second sight. Every wagon that was hit had valuable cargo aboard. It was almost as if they were receiving the shipment reports and schedules quicker than we did.
I sure wish I was back on my feet, Ben. I'd like to give you a hand.
Well, I know you do, Jada. We could sure use another hand.
This is still my responsibility, Ben. I won't shirk it.
Jed, I know how you feel. Look, couldn't we round up the few honest citizens left here and get all those gunmen and run them out of town?
Honest citizens. Ben, these gunmen are their best customers. They'd rather run you out of town. Or me.
Well, there must be a few honest citizens left with a little bit of pride in Latigo.
Ben, you're not going to find one citizen who's willing to risk his life in order to clean the scum out of this town.
Whoa. Hey, everybody, look what I got. It's Big Mike. Look what I ran across in Rainbow Canyon.
It's Big Mike, all right, Paul. That's right, Ben. I can walk fine. And this is my town now.
It figures. I tell you, that man is an out-and-out fanatic. He'd fight just as hard to smash the Sierra as he would to build it up.
Well, I'll guarantee you I wasn't about to try to stop him out there. He had too many guns with him.
Yeah. I don't know how many men he has backing him, but he's got enough.
Well, most of the people in this town seem scared to death. You think we can count on any of them?
I don't know, but we'll have to. Without that stage, Virginia City is no better than the ghost town, and the Ponderosa is no better off.
How do you think we ought to go about it, Bob?
Well, we talk to everybody in town, see who we can count on.
No, it still isn't going to be many.
Well, let's hope it's enough. Come on. Jed, I guess there are a few honest citizens left in Latigo. And they've decided it's time for you and your boys to leave.
Oh, now, Ben, there's no call for you and me to have any trouble. Fact is, I was just on my way to see you. I wanted to offer you and your boys a deal.
No trouble and no deals. Just leave. of citizens standing behind you, I guess I'd be kind of foolish to make this a showdown, wouldn't I, Ben? Whose side are you going to be on when I come back? If they come back, we'll be ready for them. Now, we'll get the supplies and mail ready for Virginia City. Until the Sierra sends out another man, my sons and I will ride shotgun in the wagons. Corcoran, I'd appreciate it very much if you'd run the depot.
Well, Mr. Cartwright, do you think we're going about this in the right way?
Mr. Corcoran, if you like living in a state of fear, we're going at it all wrong. But if you have any regard for yourself or your family, we have no choice. All right, Joe. Take one of the men. Find some wagons. We're gonna need them if we're gonna load the supplies.
Right.
How did it go?
No trouble at all. I sneaked right up to the barn. Everybody was so busy worrying about you coming back, they never did see me.
What about the Cartwrights?
Well, the way I figure, they mean business. Looks like they kind of took charge, take things over.
All right. Then we'll give them some business. We'll wait until dusk. We'll circle back into town. They ought to still be in that barn working. We'll burn them out. When they come running, it ought to be like a turkey shoot for us.
Jed, that's murder you're planning.
You hold your tongue.
All right, maybe you got a reason to fight the Sierra. But that's no reason to shoot down the Cartwrights in cold blood.
Told you, you just shut up!
Now, that's 20, Pop.
Good. There'll be a 6-man guard on the next wagon that rolls out of here. Oh, say, I want you to pass the word around. Every man will be on duty from now on. 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Now, starting tonight...
Turn around. You Cartwrights outside. I'm escorting you out a Latigo.
So Trask is sending a woman to do his work, huh?
I'm trying to save your lives. Ben, please don't make me shoot.
Now, Belle, don't use that rifle, Belle. Now, put it down. Come on, Belle, sit down. What was this all about?
Jed, he's coming out after dark to burn you out. Ben, you gotta try to understand. The Sierra was his life. When they fired him, it was as if they tore out his heart.
Well, thank you, Belle, for coming to warn us. It must have been a difficult thing for you to do.
He never killed in cold blood. Only defending himself or the Sierra.
Take her to the hotel, Paul.
Yeah.
Come on, Bill.
Guess we better get ready for Trask.
Jed,
25.
Come on.
All right. A couple of them are hit. Somebody help them.
Trask, you and the others. Come on out with your hands high, or we'll burn you out. Trask, I'm going to count to 10. 1, 2.
Only 8 to go. I'm getting out of here.
Shut up! 3, 4.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot! I'm coming out!
5, 6. I don't understand. Fight it! Come on, get over there. Get him out.
Jen!
Get hold of her.
Jen! You killed him! You killed him!
He's alive. He's inside the barn.
But not for long. Time's up. Let's burn him out.
Look, I never had any intention of burning anybody out.
You're not figuring on taking him alone.
I'd like to talk to him.
We're going in with you.
Look, if we all go in, he'll start shooting. Somebody will get hurt. I think I can reason with him. Trask, I'd like to come in and talk to you.
Well, come ahead, man. What's your proposition? I'm willing to listen.
Careful, Pa.
Trask? Trask! Jed, I want to talk to you. Jed? Jed!
Let's go.
Bill?
Hey, Sims, where'd you learn to spell?
Huh?
There's no A in freighters.
See here, Sims. I'm not about to pay these freight bills.
What kind of bone you got to pick now?
The Sierra's robbing us blind. These rates are sky high. I won't pay them.
Well, don't blame me, Mr. Walker. I don't make the rates. They're standard for everybody. Now go on inside and I'll show you.
Hey, Pa, look, Bill Trask. Yeah, I'd sure like to see those potatoes.
They must be going way down in price to be using them for targets.
Oh, I've had enough shooting to last me a lifetime, particularly with somebody by the name of Trask at the butt end of a gun. However, since she is a friend of ours, why don't we stop off at the Comstock, have dinner, and see the show?
Hey, good idea.
Throw me that towel, will you? Where's Pa?
He left before daylight, did you hear him? I reckon he's still fretting about little Joe.
Yeah, I know. He was asking when we were driving the horses in yesterday why Joe went to Yuma.
You didn't tell him, did you?
No sense in spilling the beans at this point.
No. Even so, I sure hate to see Paul so worried. You don't reckon anything could have happened to little Joe, do you?
No, he can take care of himself. Don't worry. Just think how it's going to be when he rides into town and Pa sees what he's brought him.
Yeah, I ain't thought of much else all week.
Corporal?
Chet, where did it happen?
2 days south of here, sir. Cochise has got the whole Apache Nation stirred up. Burned our wagons. Give me a souvenir.
Apache between here and Yuma.
Reckon he knows anything about little Joe?
I don't know, but I'm going to ask him.
Hey, you two men. Get him to the company doctor. Be careful.
Lieutenant, I'd like to ask the scout. My youngest son is in Yuma, and he's 2 days overdue getting back.
They just told me there isn't a white man between here and Yuma that's left alive now.
Paul, what you figuring on doing?
Gonna try to get the armor to send out a patrol to look for little Joe.
You're planning on going with them?
Yes, I am planning on going with him.
In that case, so are we.
You two will stay right here and keep an eye on those horses we bought. It's quite enough that one of my sons wouldn't do as he was told.
Paul, Adam and me been talking it over, and we think there's something you ought to know.
I've raised a pack of stubborn, mule-headed, stump-brained. I told him once, I told him 10 times. Wait here at Tyson Wells, I said. Wait here, I said. But
Paul.
no, he's got to run off somewhere. Can't stay put. Does my word mean anything around here anymore? What?
Paul, me and Adam want to tell you something if you'll calm down.
I am calm.
You're shouting.
I'm not shouting. What is it you want to tell me?
We want to tell you why Joe went to Yuma.
Well, it's about time somebody started telling me something around here.
Paul, it was a kind of a secret between Adam and me and Joe and...
Now, will you two make sense?
We're trying to, Paul. Joe went to Yuma to buy a horse.
A horse? Jumping Jehoshaphat. Haven't we bought enough Arizona horses in the last week to keep the Ponderosa overrun with horses for the next 10 years?
Paul, this wasn't just any horse. It was a gift for you.
A gift?
For your birthday. We've been planning it since last year.
We even rode every horse breeder from here to Kentucky.
Yeah, you see, we wanted it to be the greatest horse we could find.
We wanted him to say something that we just couldn't say.
What was it you couldn't say?
Paul, I reckon we just didn't know how to say we loved you.
dollars.
Apache. They destroy everything always.
Did you know these people?
See. A good man. His wife. 2 little girls. They had a good place here.
We gotta find some water.
How? The Apache are between us and Fort Dix. The horses are so thirsty. My young friend is thirsty too. Here, have a drink. A big drink.
Now, look, I had my share.
No, go ahead. We'll split it. You first.
Thanks. A fella could drown on all this water. Maybe we can ride around the Apache.
There's no riding around him. Cochise and his men are everywhere. They will not stop until the army stops them.
Oh, we'll get pretty thirsty waiting for that. Get even thirstier if we try to go back. You're pretty sorry you left Colonel Green, huh?
No. Wherever the big white one is, that's where I belong.
That's all the water you got.
Oh, that's all right. I had my share. It's better for him than me.
You really think a lot of that horse, don't you?
He is my life, amigo. We understand each other, this horse and me. Better to have a horse like this than to be born rich.
Oh, rich or poor will only last another day in the sun.
See. But the horses won't. Amigo, I know where there's some water.
How far is it?
Very near. Very dangerous. Perhaps too dangerous.
The Apaches, huh?
No. Worse. Comancheros, bandits. These men do not fear the Apache. They trade with them. They have a camp in those mountains over there.
Sound like real nice playmates. How do you happen to know where the camp is?
Because I was once one of them.
You were a Comanchero?
Some call it that. Some say I was a bandito. But whatever you call it, whenever they catch one, they put a rope around his neck, see? I was caught. It was Colonel Green who cut me down, gave me a job. I've not been back to that camp in the hills since.
Well, what chance do you think we have with them?
Does the kangaroo mouse have a chance with a rattlesnake? Well, perhaps a little one. Our rattlesnake is a man called Sam Wolf. You know that name?
Sure, I've heard the name Sam Wolf, but I thought it was a legend, not a real man.
He is a king here. Cruel, cunning, deadly as a desert. Even Cochise fears him. I wish there was some other way.
Well, there's one other way.
What one is that, amigo?
Could ask the Apache for some water.
Well, we go this way to see the bandidos.
Indians are still raiding some isolated ranches and settlements. If they decide to raid Tyson Wells, I'll need every soldier I have here. I'm sorry, but my hands are tied.
I appreciate your position, Lieutenant.
Good luck. And as soon as I can, I'll put my troops at your disposal.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
You weren't figuring on leaving without us, were you?
I thought I told you two to stay with the horses.
You hear him tell us that?
I don't recall hearing nothing like that.
Looks like you're going to have some company whether you want it or not.
If all three of us ride out of here today, it's likely that none of us will ever get back.
Our place is with you, no matter what happens.
Paul, you can't ride out here without us.
Don't you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yes, sir, we understand. But we also understand that little Joe's in trouble. He might even be dead, I don't know. But I do know one thing. Whatever's happened to little Joe's happened to all of us.
And we're still a family.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still a family.
Let's go.
No. Don't act surprised. They've been watching us for half an hour. Pretend we're expected.
Yeah, that's a little tough to do when somebody's shooting at you.
We're safe for a while. They will not harm us, at least not until they take what they can get from us.
Who? Have your rifle. Delante.
Look at that white horse, Sam.
Yeah, I see it.
Sam, I gotta have that horse. Prettiest animal I ever saw in my whole life.
I've seen it before. It's Colonel Green's horse. And if I'm not mistaken, that's Emiliano there with it.
Emiliano.
Put that thing away, boy. Emiliano was a good man. Might be again with a little persuading. Well, if it ain't my old friend Emiliano, ¿cómo está, amigo?
This is my friend, Senor Joe Cartwright of Nevada.
I'm Sam Wolf. This is my camp here. Not much of a camp, but it's all we got.
Actually, all we wanted was some water for ourselves and our horses.
What makes you think you're gonna get any?
You stay out of this. So you want water, huh?
That's right.
Well, I got water. Only it's kind of hard to come by in this country, you know.
We got money, we're willing to pay for it.
What do we want with this stinking money? Could kill you and take it. Just that simple.
Remind this cub to whom he speaks, amigo. I never like him.
Ease off. And you take it easy. You know what I'd do to anybody who ever touched my little brother.
If you want him to stay untouched, tell him to keep his mouth shut.
Well, you sure ain't changed none, have you, Emiliano? I thought Colonel Green would have beaten the backbone right out of you by now.
Takes a great deal to change a man, senor. I am thirsty. My horses are thirsty. My friend is thirsty.
Bring me some water.
Well, you ain't gonna...
Do just as I tell you. Sam Wolf never let a friend of his go thirsty in the desert. Only there's just one thing, Mr. Cartwright. This here camp's gone out of the way, you know. Mighty expensive bringing in supplies. Business ain't been too good lately.
Yeah. How much you want?
All you got. Well, now, this is mighty nice. Must be several $100s in here. Only it ain't enough.
Well, that's all we've got.
Not all, friend. You got something there that's better than money. I'll take that there white horse, and you can have all the water you can drink.
Nobody touches that horse.
I'm sorry, you ain't got no choice.
I got him, Sam. I got him.
Get off my horse, kid.
No, I seen him first.
I said get away. He's my horse, and don't you forget it. Oh, there. Oh. Oh, there. Oh, there, boy. Oh, there. Oh, there, boy. Oh.
Another one across the street, but he's asleep. I have observed him.
How tough it'd be to get the one outside the door.
Well, it would be difficult. But our friends were very careless.
And I'm kind of glad you're on my side, Emiliano.
No, it is I who unfortunate amigo. Someone comes. Get back to bed. Well, does a wolf fear the rabbit so?
Emiliano, you're the only rabbit that I ever saw that could bite.
I accept the compliment, amigo.
I meant it as one. How's your friend?
He will leave.
Not for long. Tomorrow we'll have a turkey shoot, and he'll be our turkey.
We will make excellent targets, amigo.
I didn't mean you, Emiliano. I'm giving you a chance to live. You're a good man. I always liked you. I want you to come back and join up with us, Emiliano. I'll split with you, same as before.
What of this one?
I'll give you the first shot. If you're a friend of his, be over with quick.
And the white horse?
Uh-uh. That one's mine.
This horse means much to me, amigo.
Much as your life.
Perhaps.
I'll give you until noon to think it over, Emiliano. Adios.
He's a nice fellow. Turkey shoot, huh?
This is his favorite sport. They let a turkey run across the desert and shoot at him with rifles.
Does a turkey ever get away?
It has never been known to happen, amigo.
I'll give you a run for your money.
Me, muchacho?
You got the first shot.
I did not say I would take it.
Look, he offered you your life.
What is that? Life without honor?
You know, my father used to read me a passage from the Bible. It's something like, it's better to be a living dog than a dead lion. You gotta think about it.
Look at me, amigo. Look at me. Outside in the corral is a great horse. Tell me, have you ever seen such a horse?
No, I haven't, but...
And this horse speaks to me, sings to me. You understand?
Yeah, I understand.
Now, do you think I will let a pig like this, a beast, like this wolf, have this horse? No! I would rather die first. Look at me, amigo. I have always wanted a son my own, all my life. I am too ugly to even have a wife. Yeah. To think
My horse will be a gift from a boy to his father. This moves me, amigo. Fear nothing, amigo. I feel for you like I would my own son.
Let's see about getting out of here then.
Hey, compañero.
Huh? What do you want, eater of toads?
Some of that which you drink, for a favor.
Ugly one, who are you to ask a favor of me?
I have money here in my hand.
Let me see your money.
First, your bottle. Come on, give me the bottle.
No, I know, old brother of toads. You want to escape. You want to? Go ahead. Try it. I'll kill you.
Get him out of sight.
Right. Any trouble?
No difficulty. The former owner will not be needing this.
Yeah, where are the horses?
This way.
You do that pretty good, senor, eh?
Yeah, well, I learned from an expert. I gotta find that horse. I'm not gonna leave here without him.
I'm glad to hear you say that. Neither am I. Look, we'll split up and meet back here later.
Right.
We got plenty of trouble now, amigo.
Creo que le pegué al caballo. Sí, así parece.
You take the big white one.
Right. Salga del camino. Creo que le pegué al caballo. ¡Vayan pronto! ¡Escapar el prisionero!
No. No.
Get my horse, Cayetano.
See, Jefe.
Take him in the house. Every man rides.
How many you count?
This and this.
Yeah, I count the same.
The horses are tired. I think we should fire some shots, have them scatter. Then we ride on.
Right. What do you make of that?
It's an old trick. They have split up. It's a way around this mesa. If 4 of them ride fast, they can be waiting for us when we come out of the canyon.
We just can't sit here and wait for Wolf and the others to catch up to us.
You got a plan?
Yeah, suppose we ride down through the canyon. Go as fast as we can to the other end and wait for them.
The big white one, he can make it that fast. My horse, too slow, too tired.
All right, you follow me. Get there as quick as you can.
What of the others behind you?
I guess they'll be along.
That's what I like about you, amigo. You do not worry about tomorrow until tomorrow gets here.
Let's just hope it gets here.
Pull them back with a couple of shots. You're a good general, amigo. They come to surprise you and you surprise them, huh?
Yeah, still 3 of them out there.
That evens the odds a little, eh?
Thanks.
Por nada. His name was Raphael. I always planned to kill him someday anyway. Well, that leaves one more. Must be Cayetano. He was always a good friend to me. I will hate to have to kill him.
Sometimes I just can't figure you out, Emiliano.
Why? I'm a simple man. I have my loves, my hates. Mostly I look out for my own hide. They will be coming from our back soon.
Yoni, we're not going to be here. Let's go.
No, Sean. That Cayetano is the best shot of them all. Easy. Easy. Rest, amigo. Rest. We'll be riding out soon.
know, when we get back home, first colt from that big white one's gonna be yours.
Oh, no, amigo. That is too much.
No, I insist.
You cannot do that. This horse belongs to your father. He will not like it.
No, he's not gonna mind. That's a promise. You're gonna get the first colt.
Your father must be a very rare man, amigo.
Yeah, I think so. I think you'll think so, too.
When one is young, there is always hope, amigo. When one gets older and tired, he does what he must do.
Come on, let's get out of here.
I'm sorry. You're a good man, amigo. I wish things could have been different.
What's this all about?
Get on the big white one, amigo, and ride. There's a chance. I'd rather let you have him than give him to Sam Wolf.
What's the matter with you? You think I'd ride off and leave you?
You have no choice. Sam Wolf did not offer you a job.
A job? We killed his brother. You know you haven't got a chance back there.
Yes, I do. I will become a bandito again. It is a good life, amigo. You take care of this horse, amigo, or I will come for you myself. The Ponderosa is not that far away.
Emiliano.
Don't get on him! Or I'll kill you now! It'll make me stand big in the eyes of Sam Wolf. You take your choice, amigo.
Don't worry. I'll take care of him.
Right. Adios, white one.
That's the most powerful horse I ever saw. Take at least 3 horses to run him down. You two got the fastest horses. Get off and give me the reins. Leave the canteens on. Might take me 2 or 3 days to run him down.
Right.
You're from Fort Tyson.
Yeah, Fort Tyson.
There is a boy and a white horse. Oh.
Yes, a boy on a white horse. It's my son.
You are the father and the brother. I should have known. You are a close family.
You saw my son?
See, he ride to the desert. They chase him. If you hurry...
What are you trying to say?
There was no other way. My horse was tired. But alone, and the big white one, there was a chance.
You did this for little Joe?
See, and the big white one. He is a fine horse, amigo. Your son, he tell me of the Ponderosa. The big horse. He will be happy there. Tell your son.
Yeah. I'll tell him.
Little Joe. Paul, you'll never make it. They got us pinned down tight. About half tired of this.
Yeah, it's not getting us any closer to Little Joe either.
Yeah. Listen, Adam. Why don't you cover me and I'll...
Now you're too big a target.
There's one left. He's over there behind that rock.
All right, I drive him out and you nail him, okay?
Wait a minute. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Howdy, friend. I just finished me off a horse thief. Caught him stealing my horses last night.
You're a liar.
Now, looky, friend. That kind of talk's gonna get you into a lot of trouble. Like I said, he's a horse thief.
He's my son.
That's enough for now. Joe.
Bart, I tried to get through.
Never mind that now, son.
I have to talk. There was a vaquero with me, Emiliano.
I know. I talked with him.
Well, then he's alive, then.
No, he wanted you and the horse to get through.
Emiliano. He was a good friend, Pa. He really loved that horse. It was such a beautiful horse, Pa. Ran his heart out for me.
I know, son.
So we wanted to give you that horse. I tried not to lose him. So I want to give him to you as a gift.
I have my gift, son.
Joe.
He's all right, boys. Let's get him home.
Thanks.
think I ain't much good at making light conversation, Cameo.
You just leave that up to... I can rattle on enough for the two of us. My, what a glorious night. Smell the air. It's so sweet.
Yeah. I reckon it must be honeysuckle. There's lots of it around here.
I just love this place. It's so peaceful and quiet. Away from the noise of the town. It's getting late, Hoss.
Cameo. There's something I'd like to say to you.
Oh, what's that, Hoss?
Ain't nothing important.
I best be getting inside.
Cameo. Yeah. You reckon I could kiss you? Tender like?
I reckon you could.
That's them, Sheriff. It's gotta be.
Take the horse, Jay.
Just hold it right there, boys.
Howdy, Sheriff. What's going on?
That's what we want to find out. Where you boys been?
They were at my brother's house wearing masks. I saw them drag Peg and Jess out of the house and kill them.
And what about it? You there with the green jacket. You come up here where I can see your face. Clem Johnson. I never thought he'd turn to this.
Clem Johnson was a friend of mine, but no excuse for this.
He's not the only cattleman around that's been taking a beating. Think of all the steers we've lost.
I'd rather lose every living thing in the Ponderosa than resort to the rope.
Look, you're a cattleman, Pa. How come you weren't asked to join the vigilante pack?
I was asked. Didn't show you the letters. Sent to stock owners all over the territory. Full of noble, virtuous arguments. All they liked was one thing. Signatures.
Well, I think I'll go up and get a little rest.
Now, I wonder about that fellow that got away.
Oh, they'll catch up with him sooner or later.
I don't know. It could be anybody. Nobody saw him.
I think I did.
Will you tell the sheriff about it?
No, sir.
Why not?
Well, Paul, I didn't actually see nobody around the Morehouse place. I just saw a bunch of men riding from that direction. They might not have had nothing to do with it. I don't know.
But you recognize some of them.
One of them.
Well, who was it?
It was Jim Applegate. But Jim ain't the sort to go vigilante.
Well, neither was Clem Johnson. Hoss, you've got to tell the sheriff about this.
Paul, I know Jim. He's just a hard-working wrangler.
But I still think you have an obligation to tell the sheriff that you saw him with some of the men near the scene of the lynching.
Yeah, I reckon I do. I'll talk to the sheriff in the morning when I go into town.
I didn't expect to see you this morning. Well, I heard about last night. You finding those people. It must have been awful.
Yeah, it wasn't very pretty.
Well, would you like to come inside for a little while?
Yeah, thanks. I can't stay but a minute. I got to get on into town.
Hello, Hoss.
Hiya, Jim. I didn't expect to see you here.
I guess I'm doing the same thing you're doing, visiting Cameo.
Well, isn't this nice? You two know each other.
Sure do. Next to you, Hoss, probably the only real friend I got.
Why don't you just sit there and make yourself comfortable? I'll make us some tea. Won't that be nice?
Jim Denby.
I didn't know we was both courting the same gal, Hoss.
Likewise.
She sure is a nice gal, though, ain't she?
Real nice. Jim, I ain't seen you around lately.
Well, I've been around. Lost my job, though. I've been looking for work.
It was mighty fancy new boots for a man out of work.
Well, you know me, Hoss. Never save for tomorrow what you can spend today.
The tea will be ready in a minute. Looks like winter's about over, doesn't it?
Reckon so.
The Indians say when the hazelnut is about the size of a squirrel's ear, it's safe to put in seeds.
I go by a corner of my left foot. When the swelling goes down, summer's on.
I guess Hoss don't feel much like laughing. He found those poor people last night.
Oh, yeah. Whole town's talking about it.
A poor woman. Must have been awful.
Had no call to kill that woman.
He had no call to kill nobody.
You expect more company, Cameo? Don't tell me Hoss ain't my only competition.
Goodness, no, I can't imagine who that could be.
Morning. Jim Applegate, you're under arrest.
Under arrest? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you being one of them vigilantes. That's what I'm talking about. Take him out, boys.
Sheriff, Jim couldn't possibly do anything like that.
I'm afraid he could and did. Them two folks that was murdered last night are no more cattle rustlers than you or me. They're just a couple of homesteaders who are giving some stockman a little trouble over land rights. You shouldn't be taking up with a man like that. He's a murderer.
Hoss! Hoss, they're making a terrible mistake. Jim's no vigilante. Hoss, I want to go into town right now.
Cameo, you best stay out of this.
Stay out of it? He's your friend, too, Hoss. Do you really believe he could have killed 2 innocent people?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't think this too innocent.
How can you say that? I don't believe what the sheriff says. I'm going, Hoss. You can stay if you want to.
Come on, let us in there. We'll get him. Come on now.
What are you doing here, Cartwright? Coming to see your friends?
I guess that sort of comes under the head of my business, don't it?
Is it your business to murder innocent people?
Mr. Morehouse, I'm terrible sorry about your brother and his wife.
Forget your sympathy. I don't need it. They were lynched by cattlemen. And you're a cattleman.
Come on, let us in there. We'll get him.
Hoss? Cameo?
Good afternoon, Sheriff. Sheriff, we'd like to see Jim Applegate.
Hoss, you got no call to get mixed up in this.
Well, just the same, we'd like to see him.
Well, I reckon I can't deny that right.
Are you all right, Jim? They didn't hurt you, did they?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm sorry about this, Cameo. I guess I kind of busted up our tea party. You shouldn't have come down here.
I shouldn't have come down here. They took an innocent man right out of my house and threw him into jail, didn't they?
Yeah, well, I guess you're about the only one in town that believes I'm innocent. How about you, Hoss?
It don't make no difference what I think, Jim. It's what the law proves that counts.
Heck, I couldn't lynch nobody. You know that, Cameo.
I'm as sure of that, Jim, as I am of anything.
The Hoss ain't so sure.
Why, sure he is. Hoss, isn't that so?
I hope he is, yeah.
Hope he is? What kind of talk is that? How could you even doubt it?
Maybe he's got a reason.
What possible reason could he have?
You.
Jim, you know better than that.
I ain't so sure of the way you're acting.
Look, hasn't either one of you in your life ever met anybody that you could trust, that you just knew was telling the truth? Jim, that's the way I feel about you. And Hoss, that's the way I feel about you.
Ma'am, looks like you're wrong about both of them.
Who are you?
I'm Frank Gideon, ma'am. I'm one of those terrible fellas that lynched them homesteaders. And Jim boy was right there at my side, weren't you, Jim?
That's a lie. Cameo. Hoss. He's lying, believe me.
I believe you, Jim.
Jim, you and me have known each other for a long time. I've always respected you for an honest sort of fellow, and I'd like to believe you.
You'd like to, but you can't.
Jim, I seen you last night.
Seen me where?
Riding in from the Morehouses with a bunch of other fellers. I seen you just as plain and clear as I see you right now.
That's right, Hoss. I was with them. That's a fact. But I didn't take part in that lynching.
What was you doing with them?
Well, I met him just as he was leaving the Morehouse place. I was heading back from Canlon's spread, just the other side of Truckee. I was over there looking for work.
And Mr. Canlon can verify what you're telling me?
There wasn't nobody home when I got there. I plumb forgot that Canlon rides his scrub stock in the market on the 15th.
Then there ain't nobody that can tell where you was.
I'm telling you the truth, Hoss. I'm innocent, I swear it.
It's funny, they all say that right up to the time they swing. Ain't that right, mister?
All right, go tell the sheriff. Tell him that you saw me. Go ahead, maybe it'll do you some good.
What's that supposed to mean?
You know what I mean. With me out of the way, you're not going to have any competition with Cameo.
Morehouse, you're not going to gain nothing by stirring up a lot of hate.
It ain't me that's been stirring it up, Cattleman.
There's been a lot of mistakes made. A lot of mistakes made by both sides. You going to keep on making them?
Let's show them what we do to cattlemen, boys.
You just stay right where you are. That goes for all of you.
You ain't stopping me, cattleman.
Mr. Morehouse, I don't want to hurt you. Your brother and his wife were two innocent people. Those two fellas in there might be, too. Don't you want to hang around and find out?
They're guilty, Hoss. They're as guilty as sin. But they will be accorded to due process.
They'll get all the due process they need. Same kind they gave my brother and a helpless woman.
Come on, Now, wait a minute, boys. I told you earlier that a gathering like this was illegal, and I asked you to break it up. But now I'm telling you to break it up. So go on, get before somebody gets into real trouble.
Knock that door down. Come on, open up,
Hoss, this man is a no-good drifter. Now forget about him. He's always been that way. This time he's got himself into real trouble, and he's going to pay for it.
Roy, I thought your job was catching criminals, not hanging them.
Oh, Hoss. My job is protecting the public. But that don't mean I ain't got a right to my own personal opinion.
Dad, burn it, Roy. I got a right to my opinion, too. And there might be just an outside chance that Jim's telling the truth.
What about these? How much can you let this boy twist the truth to suit himself?
I don't know. But I'm going to find out. I gotta.
Oh, Hoss, I didn't expect to see you again. I'm sorry about what I said before. I guess I must have had a burn in my saddle.
Forget it.
Just keep talking, Jim boy. Just keep talking. Maybe he'll forget about you trying to steal his girl.
Don't listen to him, Hoss. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Don't I? Why don't you tell him about you and me? I think he'd be mighty interested in hearing.
That's got nothing to do with this.
Ain't it? You told the sheriff yet you'd seen Jim Boy with us.
Why don't you shut up?
I think you'd better. I'm just trying to help, mister. That little girl of yours. Jim Boy here's got his eye on her.
Gideon, shut up.
Oh, come on, Jim Boy. Stealing another fella's girl's nothing new to you. Remember?
Don't listen to him, Hoss.
I've seen this boy work. Oh, he's got a way with women. Yeah, they melt like hot tallow when he looks at them. They forget about everybody else. Ain't that right, Jim Boy?
Ain't like it sounds. Hoss! Hoss, listen to me. Hoss!
Roy.
Yeah? Hoss. What's the matter, boy? You got something to tell me?
He's gonna tell them now, Jim Boy. That's all they'll need to get you good. Well, if it ain't the law, it'll be them homesteaders. Yeah, they're gonna dangle you into nowhere. Just like me.
Why don't you stop?
It'd be kind of fitting, won't it? Two men in love with the same woman, dangling from the same tree. Then I guess you never really did love her. You just used her till she couldn't think about anybody else but you.
That was a long time ago. You gonna carry that around your gut for the rest of your life?
It's easy for you, Jim. Everything's always been easy for you. I just love him and leave him.
I didn't take Ellen away from you. She couldn't stand the sight of you.
Ellen? Oh. Oh, yeah. My wife. I'd almost forgotten about her. I guess I never cared very much for Ellen. she's not the one I hate you for. It's the first one you stole from me. That's the one I hate you for. That's the one I hate you for. Let me out, Jim boy. I didn't mean what I said. Honest, Jim. It's all in the past. Give me the keys, huh? The keys.
That's more of a chance than you give me.
City again?
I reckon I have.
That's twice in 2 days.
I ain't got to account to nobody, have I?
Well, no, we just missed your strong back around here, that's all.
I do my share.
Well, you don't have to get so riled up about it.
I ain't riled up.
Oh, I guess red's your natural color.
Maybe it is. What are you making your bullets for? You too cheap to go in town and buy them? Hold on to $1 longer than anybody I ever seen.
Now, wait a minute.
Oh, excuse us.
No, come on. I want to find out what's the matter
Leave
with
him
you.
alone.
Boss. Sit down. What is it, son? This isn't like you?
I reckon I just felt like being mean, Paul. I don't know.
This Jim Applegate thing troubling you?
I guess I'm letting it get me down.
Is that the only reason?
No, sir. There's a girl. You know, Cameo.
What's Cameo got to do with it?
I like Cameo a whole lot, Paul. So does Jim. And I gotta make sure that if I tell what I saw, it ain't gonna be just to get rid of him.
It seems to me that you're letting your personal feelings influence you to the point where they're interfering with what you're obligated to do.
Paul, that's exactly what I'm trying not to do. Don't you see, the sheriff already thinks Jim's guilty, and everybody else does. All they need is an eyewitness. Me.
I think there's one possibility which you seem to be avoiding. Maybe he is guilty. What do you want here, Morehouse?
We want Jim Applegate and Frank Gideon.
Well, they're in jail.
Don't give me that, Cartwright. They're out, and you know it. Your boy helped them to escape, and he's hiding them here.
Hoss?
Last time I saw him, he was in jail, Paul.
He's lying. They're friends of his.
Now, Mr. Morehouse, you're a little excited, so I'll overlook the fact that you've called my son a liar. But my patience wears very thin.
So is mine, Cartwright. We'll find them. And when we do, we'll give them exactly what they gave my brother and his wife.
Well, Hoss, what about it? You didn't help him escape, did you?
Of course not.
Where are you off to?
I'm gonna get my hat and gun and take a little ride. I think I know where Jim might be.
I love you, Cameo.
I love you, Jim. First, I tried not to, but I just couldn't help myself.
I got to run. I hate running. But I got to if I'm going to stay alive.
Then I'll run with you, Jim.
It wouldn't be fair. See, that's not right.
Are you thinking about Hoss?
I can't help it. I know how Hoss feels about you. He's been very decent to me, Cameo, and nobody else has.
I don't belong to Hoss, Jim.
Cameo, were you ever Hoss's girl?
I thought I might be once. Until...
Till what?
Until I realized how much I care for you. I'll go pack us some food. We can't stay here.
I don't want to kill you, Jim.
I wouldn't use mine either.
Jim, you pretty near had me believing you back there in the jail.
I never lied to you.
Why'd you run off?
Deck's stacked, Hoss. They even got an eyewitness.
Jim, I didn't tell him what I saw. The worst possible thing you could have done was to run away. Just makes you even look that much guiltier.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter how guilty I look now.
Yes, it does. I'm taking you back, Jim.
Nobody's taking me in there, Hoss. Not even you.
Jim, I respect how you feel. But I have to.
Why do you have to?
I gotta find the truth out about you, Jim. And the law has a right to decide it.
Is that your only reason?
No, it ain't. I ain't gonna let you ruin Cameo's life just because she feels sorry for you.
You gotta quit fooling yourself, Hoss. She doesn't feel sorry for me. She loves me. I'm taking Cameo and I'm leaving.
No, you ain't.
Well, you're gonna have to shoot me if you want to stop me.
Jim!
Let him go, Hoss. I said let him go!
I can't do that, Cameo.
You're gonna have to.
He's got to go back for his own good.
They'll kill him, Hoss.
Not if he ain't guilty, they won't.
You keep saying that, and you don't even believe it yourself.
Cameo, it don't make no difference what I believe. We got to go by the rules. Otherwise, all the things we ever believed in don't mean nothing.
I don't care anything about rules anymore. All I care about is what I feel inside.
You just feel sorry for him. You don't really love him.
Don't I?
Wrong? Wrong, though. Nothing's wrong. It's just funny.
I was just remembering a thing a fella once told me, and how right he was.
I don't understand.
I don't understand either, Cameo. But I got to admit the feller is right.
Jim, don't talk like that. You frighten me.
I always get the best of everything, don't I?
What are you talking about? You're running for your life. Those men back there want to kill you.
I don't mean that. Don't you understand? I'm talking about you.
Jim, please.
I took you away from a horse, didn't I?
No. No. It was my choice. I'm here because I love you.
Don't move, Applegate. Just get up nice and slow. Well, this is a surprise. We figured you were holed up somewhere on the Ponderosa. We were tracking your friend Gideon. We're gonna hang you from the same tree where you hanged my brother.
Mr. Morehouse, he didn't have anything to do with that lynching.
You got no cause to worry. We ain't gonna hurt no woman. Now, you're free to go, Miss Cameo. Or you can stay and watch him hang. It's up to you.
You go on. You go ahead.
No, I won't go. I won't leave you.
Oh, you got to go try to find the sheriff. Get some help.
Sure, get the sheriff. He'll get back here in time to cut him down.
That mom's got hold of Jim. Please, you gotta help him.
I ain't never helping nobody no more.
But Hoss, they're gonna lynch him.
I don't care what they do to him.
Oh, please, Hoss.
Cameo, I ain't no just plain old ordinary piece of clay that you can just mold in any shape you want. I got feelings on the inside, too.
I know you do, Hoss. I know you have. But I deserve anything you may think about me, but you just gotta help him. He doesn't deserve to be murdered. Oh, please, Hoss.
You want me to go out there and risk my neck to save him so he can have you?
That's what I want.
Let's go.
Ain't no way of stopping you from hanging an innocent man, is there?
None whatsoever.
All you want to see is blood, huh? Go ahead, Morehouse. Get it over with quick.
All right, boys.
Morehouse, if that horse moves, I'll kill you. Now, you boys, put your guns out here in a little pile. That's the way, and then move over to the tree. Move slow, but move. You stay here, Cameo. That goes for you, too, Mr. Morehouse. Right over there.
I say! Stop it! Get away! Stop it! Stop it or I'll shoot!
All right, boys. Back away.
Looks like you're in kind of a spot, Jim boy.
Gideon, cut him down. I can't hold him much longer.
Cut him down. I've been waiting 30 years to see my brother at the end of a rope.
Your brother?
Folks always found that hard to believe, didn't they, Jim boy? You, the handsome, woman-stealing ladies' man, my brother, Jim Gideon.
No, you've got the wrong man. That's Jim Applegate.
He's my brother, and he took everything. Her name, her love.
If he's your brother, cut him down.
She loved me before you came along. You. Her love child. She ought to be here now, Jim boy. Stroke your hair and hold your hand and sing you songs. Maybe then... Sing you songs. I was 4 or 5 years old. She used to lock me out of the house. I'd sit under the window and listen to her, talk to you, sing to you. She forgot all about me. One day, I tried to climb in, and she slammed the window. On my hand. Drop my brother, Cartwright. Drop him now, or I'll shoot you out from under him.
Do what he says, Hoss.
Drop him! I'll kill you with the next one, Cartwright.
He means it, Hoss. He'll kill you.
Please help me! Help!
Come on. Come on. Hurry up there.
Down.
My brother was telling the truth about everything. I lied to you. I was there when they lynched those people, but I thought that they was only going to scare them. I'm sorry, Hoss. And Cameo, you just got to believe me. I really do love you. Hoss.
Come on, Hoss. We got to take care of that arm.
Thank you, Mr. Morehouse.
It's difficult to put things into words sometimes.
I know it is. Don't even try.
You were so right, Hoss. You do have to go by the rules.
No, I don't reckon any of us was right. Just a lot of folks looking for different things in the wrong places.
I know. But I'll never forget you, Hoss. You've been so very good to me.
I'll never forget you either, Cameo.
Goodbye, Hoss.
Bye.
You still feel the same way about it, don't you, boy?
Yes, sir. I don't reckon a man's feelings change overnight.
No. Did you tell her?
No, sir.
Why not? Why not, son? I know how she felt about Jim Applegate, but... Well, now that Jim's gone,
No, Paul. Jim ain't gone. He'll never be gone. Not for Cameo, he won't.
That sounds like Hoss.
On the wagon? You left on a horse.
You know, my brother, he can leave on a horse and come home on a boat. Yeah, it's him, all right. He's got company with him. Lady company.
Oh, someone we know?
There's a fellow with him and
And, what?
Joe! Paul! Come on, let me in!
Yeah.
It's me! Hey, meet some friends of mine. This is Daniel Pettibone and his wife, Robbie.
Oh, I don't believe I've heard Hoss mention the name Daniel Pettibone before.
I just met them today myself, Paul. They found them stranded up by Jackson Ridge.
Oh, well, Jackson's Ridge is a far place from anywhere.
Yeah, well, we were trying to reach Virginia City. And we got up there and there was no road or anything, so,
Oh, well, you must be very tired. Please, come.
Yeah, wait a minute, Paul. Before you do anything else, something I want to show you. Come here, Daniel. Show them. Come on. Dad here's an inventor, Paul. Wait till you see this. It'll just about pop your head off.
I got water, quick.
Wait a minute, Joe. Joe, no, wait. What do you think, Paul? You ever see the beat of that?
No, sir, I never did.
yeah, well, what makes it go?
My husband doesn't mean to be rude. He has trouble talking to strangers, especially about his work. He's been laughed at so much.
Yeah?
You didn't have no trouble talking to me. You like to talk my arm off.
Well, you're the exception. You're very likable and very easy to know. I'll try to answer your question. The thing that makes it go is an internal combustion engine.
And he invented that, huh?
Not exactly. The principle of an internal combustion engine's been known a long time. A man named Samuel Brown sold and built a kind of one in England 30 years ago.
Oh, like this?
Nothing like this. My husband's invented many improvements. Things far advanced, even for modern times.
This fuel, for example. It's a distillation of Scottish shale. An electric spark ignites this fuel.
And much, much else besides.
You understand it?
Paul, you don't have to understand it to see it's the biggest thing that ever happened.
Well, it's kind of little to me.
Oh, Joe, it's a model. From that, you make a big one.
How big?
Oh, you know, about big enough to sit in.
What, sit in?
Sure, and that burns. You got to sit in it before you can ride in it.
What do you mean ride in it?
Yeah, burn it, Joe. That's what it's all about. This thing's a self-powered wagon. You sit in it and you ride in it. You don't even have to have horses for it. Look, I'll explain it all to you later. Old Daniel ain't been feeling too good. Well, I'm going to put him and his wife up in that spare bedroom. Come on, Robin, you and Daniel. Man's got to take care of his partners.
Hoss!
Sir?
Did you say partners?
Yeah. That's what I said, Paul. Partners.
Good night, sir.
And thank you.
Here we go again.
Doggone it, Paul, I want to get something straight once and for...
Step right up, neighbor. Come on. Come on, what you see before your bulging eyeballs are a collection of mechanical miracles designed to make a poor man rich and a rich man richer.
Now, hold on just one moment, little Joe. Don't forget that you have bought in your time some of these mechanical miracles, too.
Huh. But did I ever buy anything like this? That's a perpetual motion machine. How about this? Look at this goodie. That is a magic box. Now you see, open it up and you put a little lead inside and a little magic powder. You cook it, and silver comes out the bottom.
You didn't think this gold witcher was such a bad idea when I bought it.
You can't deny that, little Joe. I can remember your very words. Finding gold with that would be as easy as falling into a well.
All right, so I made a mistake once. But did I ever, in my entire life, buy anything like this?
It was supposed to shoot around corners. It don't work no better than the rest of that junk. I bought it all, I know that. But what's that supposed to prove? Joe, Dal and his wife up there, they're honest folk. They ain't crooks. That power wagon is a real thing.
Hoss, I go along with you about those folks upstairs. I believe they're honest, too. But... is this thing practical?
Practical? Boy, anything you can ride in, practical, ain't it? You build a full-size one and you can go almost any place.
Oh, come on. All right, you build a full-size one of those, and I'll find myself any tired, worn-out old nag, and I'll beat you to Virginia City by a day and a half.
Maybe you could now, but well, you take and you get some good roads and...
Roads? Can you rope a steer with that thing?
No.
Can you hitch 6 of these together and haul freight?
No, I reckon you could.
What are you going to do with it?
Oh, dadgummit, I'm all mixed up. Now, this afternoon, when I sat up there on the tailgate of old Daniel's wagon, it was as clear to me as the nose on my face.
And you can't see it now, hmm?
Well, yeah, Paul, I can see it, but I can't explain it to you. You want facts and figures and everything proved out ahead of time. You just can't always prove things out ahead of time. Sometimes you got to just have faith and you go ahead and do something, and then when you get it done, you point to it and say, now, that's what I mean.
I can't have faith in a silly-looking thing like that.
I couldn't either.
Well, that's up to you. Tell you how much faith I got in it. Go to Virginia City with Daniel. I'm going to help him get money together. We're going to build a full-size one. You don't have to do a doggone thing. You don't have to put one drop of sweat in it or one thin dime.
I'll put $100 in it.
I'll put $50 in it.
If you ain't got no faith in it.
Hoss, we have faith in you. And if you believe so much in this contraption, well, maybe there is something to it. We'll back you all the way.
With money, muscle, or guns?
The first public demonstration of the Pettibone Power Wagon. We are prepared to offer you a share in this. Now, wait. I kind of got ahead of myself for a minute. Something else I was supposed to say first. Mr. Pettibone here and me, we're going to construct a prototype here in Virginia City. Later, we will manufacture full-size power wagons for sale. Wait a minute, that comes. Oh, yeah. Shares in the Pettibone Power Wagon Company are for sale at $10 a share.
Well, now, that's my kind of contraption. Knows right where it's going. Head for the bar.
Clear back. You better give him room. I think he's going to be coming out of there.
I'm bored to have shares of that Pettibone Power Wagon. I've been trying to get rid of him for 2 days.
Hooray for her! Doggone it, Big Red. That's mighty sweet of you, and you're not going to be sorry neither, you hear? Folks, I ain't much at making speeches, but if you'll all step in there to the bar, I'll stand the drinks. Hey! Set up the drinks.
Jeff and I are buying in.
Oh, no, we ain't that blasted.
Well, doggone it, Jeff. You seen it come in here of its own. Ain't no better use for that gold.
Same as throwing it away.
Well, you throw it away on booze.
Booze, that's what I dug it for.
Why, you...
All right, boys. All right. Let's break it up. We're going to tear it. Outside you go. I'll stomp a mud hole in you and weed it dry.
Yeah, go ahead. Do it. Turn him loose.
How are you, Daniel?
I'm fine. You think you better stop them before somebody gets hurt?
Hurt? Them too? Daniel, their old hides as tough as an alligator. They do that every day just to keep limber. Look here, you go over here and sit down and take it easy. You just sit right here. I'll take care of that in there. What about it, Mr. Ogilvy? You want to buy in?
No, sir. I'm not putting any of my money in a contraption like that.
What do you mean, contraption? What's wrong with it?
It's a slick trick. Sucker bait. I don't trust that man.
The man over there you don't trust happens to be a very good friend of mine, Mr. Ogilvy.
You can't scare me, Horse Cartwright. We've all known you long enough to know you're honest. How long you known him?
Long enough to know he's as honest as I am, and a heap smarter. He can do more thinking by Monday noon than you can in a week.
If he's so smart, why can't he do his own talking?
Well, I reckon with all them brains, that's about all he can handle. Besides, he's got a big dumb partner to do his talking for him.
Well,
This contraption can do all you claim. Why'd you come to Virginia City? You could finance it a lot quicker in San Francisco.
I'll tell you why he came to Virginia City. The doctors made him leave San Francisco, that's why. He ain't well. He's got pains here in his chest, and it hurts him worse when somebody's crowding him. Anything else?
Just one thing. There's a man who's been selling the good folks of Virginia City merchandise of all kinds for over 15 years. I say any man who invests good money in this infernal machine's a fool.
Then, sir, you must name me a fool. For herewith I pledge $1,000 to the Pettibone Power Wagon Company.
I'll be sawed in half with a blackberry vine.
Well, Mr. Rich.
I'm Cyrus K. Throckmorton, my dear. And that is my associate, Mr. Peter Long.
Howdy, folks. Never heard of you.
Which is not surprising. I only arrived in your fair city yesterday. I am a broker and investment counselor known in the financial centers of New York, London, and Paris. Here to invest funds for Eastern capital. And now, sir, if you would introduce me to this genius who invented this mechanical marvel.
Yes, sir. This here is Daniel Pettibone.
Truly a great honor, sir. A man of your capabilities is rare indeed. I'd like also to meet your business manager.
There ain't nobody but just me and Daniel here. I sort of figured on learning the business end of it as we went along.
An understandable error, sir, but a grievous one. The financial world is a teeming jungle to the uninitiated, strewn with many pitfalls. Let me think. There is a slight possibility I may be able to extend a guiding hand.
By golly.
I would deem it a privilege, indeed an honor, to contribute my time and not inconsiderable experience in financial matters to this enterprise as a service to the community. And now, let us have a closer look at this machine that Mr. Oglesby calls an infernal machine.
Wow-wee!
Beautiful little thing, isn't it?
Like I said, we're buying in. Like I said, we're buying in. Hey, you old goat. Stand back. I'm going to kill him.
Now, let's see what we have here. Now, that's nice. Ah, blue and gold. That should appeal to the natives.
I never seen nothing so purty in all my days. She like something out in a dream.
Yes, yes, my boy. Beautiful indeed. And I have one for almost any endeavor you care to name. Forest lands, gold mine, dance hall.
I'll bet she ain't no dance hall 'cause she wants to be. A lady like that, she ain't always got her choice.
Yes, I think this will do nicely. Thing of rare beauty. We should have no difficulty in selling several thousand of these to the good people of Virginia City.
You ain't gonna sell Big Red none, though.
To everyone an equal opportunity, my boy. However, the first order of business is to have some of these printed up. I should say 2,000 to begin with. Who's there?
It's me, Big Red.
Oh, just a moment, my dear.
Mr. Throckmorton, you said you wanted to talk to me.
Come in, my dear. Come right in.
Everybody's so happy you're going to handle the business end of the Pettibone Power Wagon Company.
Really? I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
Miss Red,
You run along now, Mr. Long, and take care of the printing. Have it printed up just like that. Run along, my boy. Now, my dear, how would you like to enter into an association with Mr. Long and myself, say as a private secretary, perhaps?
Gee, it's what I'd like to do more than anything else.
Yes, yes. My dear, this is going to be the biggest thing that ever happened to Virginia City. Now, run along and we'll discuss salary at our earliest opportunity. Out, you hear? The printer! Now, my dear, I believe it's safe for you to leave.
Thank you.
See anything except a lot of fire and smoke. Hey, that's Hoss Cartwright over in the back. See him? Oh, yeah, I do now. And there's Jeff and Jigger by the fire.
Kids must know Hoss pretty well if you can recognize him like that.
What are they doing in there, Mr. Pettibone?
Well, Sonny, they're trying to make a casting. It's the 9th time we've tried.
Well, how do you make a casting?
Well, you take some iron, see, and you melt it. And you pour it into a mold. Now, that mold is a shape of something you want to make. Now, when that iron cools off, it hardens. You take away your mold. And what you got left there is the casting.
What do they do with it?
You make an engine if it comes out right.
Boy, I bet your Hoss can make it come out right. I've seen him pick up a whole horse.
This is more like picking up an elephant.
But what if he can't do it?
Well, if he can't do it, we just can't build the power wagon. Don't you worry about it. That horse is pretty stubborn.
Stubborn and capable. Darling, look what I have. Mr. Throckmorton had them made up. Isn't it darling? He's going to give one to everyone who buys stock in the company.
You boys like one of these?
We sure would. What is it?
It's a crank. Used to crank the Pettibone power wagon. You take this part of it, see, and you put it in the front part of the engine, and you crank it, you turn it, and pretty soon the engine starts put, 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 put.
How do you feel, darling?
Oh, I feel great, just great. Come on. Come on.
Don't overdo. Not now. Not when everything is going so wonderful.
Hey, Donald. You about ready to pour that gasket? Come on. Okay. Take her easy. We sure don't want to lose this one. Set him down easy now. Here, Jigger, you get over here with Jeff. Easy does it. Got him? Yeah. Watch your step over there.
Jigger, be careful.
Watch your step.
All right, now, boys, just a little bit now. Just a little. That's it. Easy. Easy. All right, a little more. All right, lower her now and give her a little more. About it. Okay. Well, it seems to have settled a little better this time, huh?
Yeah, at least it didn't rile up, if that means anything.
We were whooped if it don't work this time. We've tried just about everything.
Come on, let's get that oven.
You just don't know what all this means to me. Working for Mr. Throckmorton and Mr. Long's. Golly, and all these new ideas he has.
Yes, he does things pretty fast. Oh, don't worry, Reg. You'll do fine.
Well, I don't know. Well, you know. I never worked anywhere outside a saloon. I mean, all of a sudden, being a lady.
Being a lady is a state of mind. And I think you were always a lady.
I'm so happy. I think I'm gonna cry.
Oh, come on now. Don't do that. This is no time for tears.
Miss Pettibone, I'm just busting. I gotta tell somebody.
Tell what?
Pete and Pete and me is...
Really? You and Mr. Long? Oh, I think that's just wonderful. Aren't you just pleased to pieces?
Well, I'm more scared than anything.
Whatever for?
Well, I don't know about getting married. Gee, for the rest of my life and everything.
If my marriage should end tomorrow, I'd still call it the most precious thing in all my life. Here, it's my wedding veil. I've always kept it with me. I want you to wear it at your wedding. Here, let me help you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the marvelous Pettibone Power Wagon. Ladies and gentlemen, I see doubt in some of your faces. I even see rejection in some. But stay. Let me breathe a breath of life into this vision. Listen to me. Look around you. What do you see? Some will say only shacks. I say open your eyes. I see tall chimneys and enormous buildings with huge furnaces that spout streams of molten metal, where strong men pour and cast. And there at the end of the street, I see a many-windowed factory where lathes hum and drills spin, where careful craftsmen fashion gleaming parts out of raw steel. And there, massive and dramatic, there stands the assembly plant. An endless belt moves there, past each man, where in his turn he adds a wheel, a seat, a mudguard, until finally the Pettibone Power Wagon rolls from that line, a finished product, shining and powerful. Some of you may ask, what do we need with a power wagon? And some may say, no machine will ever take the place of man's most loyal friend, the horse. But I predict that this machine will travel in excess of 50 miles. Not in a day, my friends. No, not in half a day. But in the short space of one single hour. You, and you, all of you, will have the chance to share in this glorious future. That you may certainly prosper, that you possibly may even grow rich, that is not important. Far more important that you can say to your children's children, I was there. I stepped forward. I said, I demand my right to share. I thank you.
Good, Mr. Throckmorton. Real good. That'll sell a million.
Mighty nice of you to say so.
Listen, I better get down here and get me some of them stocks before they're all gone. Anytime Horace Ogilvy puts a nickel into anything, you bet he's figuring on getting $1 back. Give me $200 worth. Dang, Reg, you sure do look pretty today.
I feel pretty, dressed up like this, working for Mr. Throckmorton. And guess what, Hoss?
What?
You tell him, darling.
Well, we're
Neither one of you have to say nothing to me to figure out what you're up to. I'll bet you dollars to donuts you're figuring on getting hitched, ain't you? And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. For a wedding present, I'm going to give you the first genuine Pettibone power wagon.
This is the birdie now. Up here. Watch up here. Still. Very quiet.
Dad, burn it. Reckon where they could be. They're near a half hour late already.
It takes a while for the bride to get dressed, Hoss.
Hoss, why don't you sit down here? Let me get a picture of you in the Pettibone Power Wagon so I can have it. Want to take your own?
Yeah.
This all right for you, sir?
That's wonderful.
You better put a bigger plate in that camera if you expect to get Hoss.
Look at the birdie.
Well, he ain't here either, is he?
Who, Pete? I thought he was with you.
Well, he ain't. He's gone.
Gone? What do you mean gone?
I mean gone. That's what I mean. He was supposed to come get me, but I got tired waiting, so I went up to his room. And you know what I found? My Pete and that Throckmorton had packed up and pulled out, and they took all that money with them.
Come on, Red. Howdy, Miss Pettibone. I'm sorry to bother, but I need to talk to Daniel. Is he pert enough to talk?
Of course. Come in, Hoss.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Hoss. Robin here is the original model of the fuss budget. Any news of Mr. Throckmorton?
Daniel ain't no use in us fooling ourselves. That old scoundrel and Pete, too. They took that money. They had no intentions of bringing it back.
Is the sheriff trying to find him?
Oh, yeah. Sheriff and everybody else in town. They got a posse that's been all over the country. Daniel, you ever been in jail?
No, I never been in jail.
Well, it ain't really so bad when you got good grub. Sheriff Coffey's got the best grub in town.
Am I going to jail?
But why?
Horace Ogilvy's got half the town stirred up over that money that's gone. Roy Coffey thought it might be a good idea if Daniel came down and set a spell in the jailhouse. Just as a guest, you understand, not as a prisoner. You can lock the door from the inside and keep the key yourself.
I'm ready. Let's go. I'll be back.
That casting came out and busted. Wouldn't you know it, this time it's as solid as a dollar.
That means we could have finished building this whole rig. Daniel said there weren't nothing tougher than making that there casting.
Yeah, you ought to go out and try to raise some more money.
That would be tougher. Yeah, I guess you're right. Daniel in jail and no money. Boss, you figure you can finish building this here contraption?
No, Jigger. I didn't even know what we was doing when Daniel was here telling us how.
Maybe we ought to get drunk.
Drunk? Drunk? I'd get up a lynch party and hang Horace Oglesby higher than a hawk's nest. Oglesby got no call to work up everybody again, Dan. Dan never took his money.
Yeah, hit old Oglesby in the pocketbook and it sure enough hurts him.
Yeah.
Hey! Big Red. I'm your friend, Big Red. You ain't got no call to point that gun at me.
I ain't pointed at you. I just want you to come with me.
Where to?
To Burton Falls. And when we get there, I'm going to shoot a hole right through Mr. Pete Long.
Pete? Is that where Pete's at?
Right near there. I got this letter from him. Him and Throckmorton are hiding out close to Burton Falls, just waiting for the law to quit looking for him. He wants me to sneak out of town and meet him up there. Me! He thinks I'm a crook, too. Why, that dirty skunk. I may be a floozy, but I'm an honest floozy.
You're doggone right you are.
They're staying at the old Perkins place. Dad burn it, no wonder we missed them. Who'd have figured they'd have gone to ground so close by? We kept riding right on by them.
Old Throckmorton's smart as a fox.
Yeah, but his partner ain't. Old Pete couldn't think a lick to begin with. And then after he fell in love with Big Red here, he just went plumb simple. No offense, Big Red.
Don't make no difference. I'm gonna shoot a hole right through him anyway.
Now, Big Red, I don't know nothing about that, but if you can ride a horse, you're welcome to come along with me, but this gun's got to stay.
Let's go.
Come on.
I don't blame you for covering up this dad-blame casting jigger. It ain't no good to us now.
I ain't covering that. I'm uncovering this.
Hey, I put that in there for an emergency.
When that big redhead come in here with that there shotgun, that makes this an emergency.
Know what this is? Tar. These are feathers. Tar and feathers for you, you thieving swindler. We'll paint you if we have to wait a year. Here's something else for you. Something the stockholders wanted us to give back to you.
It's too soon. It's too soon. They're not ready.
There are other ladies equally fair. Why eat your heart away for one?
There ain't but one like Big Red. I sure wish she'd show up.
Any reason to suppose she might show up?
No. None I could think of. She might get lucky or something and run into us.
Ah, marvelous. Good beans. Enough bread to last us for several weeks. A modest share of $25,000. Your cup should be full to overflowing, my boy.
I'd rather have Big Red.
Do you hear horses?
No, just wedding bells.
All right, boys, just hold it right where you are.
Well, Hoss, Red, what an unexpected pleasure. You're just in time for an evening repast.
Oh, honey, I was afraid you didn't get my letter.
Letter? What letter? Why, you ungrateful snake in the grass.
Don't look to me for no sympathy, you dirty black skunk!
You two ain't just about the worst reprobates I ever seen. Living out here in this comfortable cabin and cooking beans, and underwear. While poor little Dan Pettibone sits in that jailhouse.
Dan's in jail? What'd he steal?
Nothing. He got blamed for what you stole. You still got that money, ain't you?
That money is a sacred trust. We're guarding it with our lives. Why, every penny of it is right there under the bed. In that valise. Give me that gun.
Hey, them Stoneman's could hurt a fella.
Yeah. Looks like it's about over.
Where's that gun? Oh.
My Pete! Sweetie pie! Sweetie pie! You killed him!
Big Red, Pete's all right. He went through that wall head first. Red. Big Red. Hey, how come you didn't shoot me? Ain't that gun loaded? Won't he shoot?
He'll shoot. It's a weakness I had since I was a boy. I never could shoot a friend.
What I can't figure out is why you wanted to take that money in the first place. If you wanted to get rich, you could have stayed with a Pettibone Power Wagon Company and got 10 times richer, just like you said. Why did you have to steal?
Because I'm dishonest.
All right, you two stand right there by the bar. Stay put. Here it is, boys. Every penny of it. And there's Mr. Throckmorton to tell you how sorry him and Pete are for trying to run off with it.
Well, yeah.
What's the matter with everybody? I brung your money back to you.
I reckon it's my place to tell you, Hoss. I fixed up a mess of tar and feathers and threatened Dan Pettibone with them. Doc says his heart failed him. He passed away.
He died?
His missus said it could happen any time, Hoss.
Yeah, I reckon I knew that. But I'll guarantee you one thing. Dan Pettibone didn't die of fright. He wasn't scared of nobody. That don't make the news no better, though, does it? He was a good little fella. At least we got all the money back.
I'd take it kindly if you'd give the widow Pettibone the money I invested.
It's a lot of money, Mr. Oglesby.
Not enough. Not nearly enough.
Well, come on, Jeff. Let's get back to the mine.
Jigger, ain't you fella gonna take yours?
We don't want it. Don't need it. Come on.
Yeah. We'd spend it on booze anyway.
And I tried to steal from them. You know, my boy, I'm an unmitigated scoundrel. I shall ask the judge for 20 years. You know, Hoss, Pete here never wanted to steal that money. All he ever wanted to do was to marry Big Red there. It's all he still wants to do.
Marriage? Did anybody say marriage?
I did. Hansy Bunsy.
Sweetie pie.
You know, I wonder if the sheriff could put Pete's bill on my tab.
Mr. Throckmorton, I'll do everything in my power to see that you get your wish. Ain't much of that Scotty shale. Ain't much of it left. Couple of drops. Yeah. Can't get over how pretty old Big Red looked in her brand new wedding dress. Old Pete was as spruce as a brand new tattoo.
You know, I can't get over those people letting Throckmorton and Pete go scot-free after them stealing that money.
Well, Paul, they didn't really steal it. They were in charge of the money, and everybody figures they just took a ride with it and then brung it back.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't Dan have any plans for this thing?
Yeah. His missus took him back east with her. Said that folks just wasn't ready for it yet. Was gonna save them for their boy.
I didn't know they had a boy.
They ain't now. But come the middle of June. Dad burn it. I still say it would have worked.
Don't you men know there's a law against rustling?
Well, if you're going to hang us, you might as well go get your rope. It won't do you no good, though. There'll be more of us. A man's got to eat.
A man should be able to eat without stealing.
That's easy for you to say, Mr. Cartwright. Some of us have been out of work for over 4 months. Any money we had went to feed our families a long time ago.
You're miners, aren't you?
We were. We ain't thieves, Mr. Cartwright. We just can't get any work. More men being laid off every day. There ain't a mine working in Virginia City.
It's pretty bad all over the Comstock, Paul. I know Wheeler there. He ain't no thief. Used to be foreman on the Gould and Curry.
I know. All right. You kill that steer. Better take him with you. But pass the word along. We won't stand for anybody stealing our beef. Rustlers or miners.
They're getting pretty desperate.
Hungry men can cause a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
I'm sorry it happened, Ben. I'll get some warrants sworn out and...
Well, Roy, we didn't come here for that reason. No, you can't blame a man for wanting to feed his family, to keep his children from starving.
We gotta take them in. If we don't, you'll start losing cattle by the hundreds. We got an awful lot of men out of jobs here.
Yeah, we saw most of them as we was riding in a while ago.
If then mines don't pick up soon, well, that many idle men spells trouble.
Roy, we don't want to get anybody arrested. All we want to do is, we'll tell you that we'd like to offer a few head of cattle maybe every day to help tide things over. And we'd like to do it through you. I know it's not much, but...
Well, it's a lot. It'll keep them people from going hungry.
I'm able to keep the rustlers off our land, too.
Yeah, we'll take them, Ben, and be obliged to you.
Well, you know, Roy, whatever happens to Virginia City affects our ranch, too.
Sure is a big way of looking at it.
Take it easy, Roy.
Goodbye, boys.
What he was talking about. If you know something, why don't you tell us?
Yeah,
tell us what you know.
Now, I haven't been down on the Thunderhead.
But there is a shift down below, ain't there? And they got the shift locked in, and they're sending food down to them, ain't that right? Of course it is.
Well, all right. I guess that's no secret.
Oh, we delivered that stock.
Oh, good. We'll bring in a few more head tomorrow. What's going on?
Seems there's a lot of talk about a strike in the Thunderhead.
In the Thunderhead? You sure you're not mistaken?
Yeah, ain't no mistake about it, Paul. Wait till old Adam gets back from San Francisco and hears about this. He always swore there wasn't nothing in that Thunderhead but sand and gravel.
Yeah. Hey, you know, it's a shame it's not next door in a Gould and Curry. You got some stock in that one, don't you, Pa?
Yeah, but I'm thinking about the stock. I just hope that talk about the strike in the Thunderhead is true. Well, let's go down.
Hey, what more do you want? The Thunderhead owners are trying to keep the news quiet. Why else would they keep a shift locked down below?
Yeah. Well, all I know is that Frank Furnace knows his mining. And he don't go around buying dry holes.
Just don't understand this.
Why, Paul? It ain't the first time a Bonanza's been struck on the Comstock.
Hey, Roy.
Mr. Cartwright! Mr. Cartwright! Doggone it, you won't have to worry about them critters of yours no more. The Thunderhead hit it big!
Roy.
Sure is exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I want to talk to you about. Can we talk inside your office?
Sure.
Good. Boys, I'll be a little while with the sheriff. I'll meet you back at the hotel later.
Okay, Bob.
See ya.
Right, Roy. Let's go here and see what's happening.
What's on your mind, Ben?
Well, let's talk about the strike in the Thunderhead.
Now, that's beginning to shape up like a lot more than talk. This is the best news to hit the Comstock more than 6 months.
Yeah, guess you're right. If there's any truth in it.
Now, what makes you say that?
Now, Roy, Jim Bronson ran the Thunderhead for 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Now, he's the best mining man in the Comstock Lode.
Pretty good.
He told me that the Thunderhead was a dead hole. Now, his foreman, Liam Flores, told me the same thing.
Oh, they could both be wrong.
Guess they could. But Jim seemed pretty positive.
Maybe Jim's just sour because he made the mistake of selling too soon.
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to ask him again, just to make sure I heard him right.
I'll see you.
Yeah, you heard me right, Ben. And all this talk about a new strike is just a pack of lies.
I sold the Thunderhead. It's none of my business.
Oh, Jim, I wasn't making an accusation. I was just asking.
Well, what do you expect me to do? Those people out there are friends of mine. You've seen them. They've been dead men for months. Now they're coming alive. Now there'll be something to live for. Jobs, maybe. Ben. At least they got hope. Do you want me to destroy that?
Jim? What do you plan to do?
Can't decide. Furnace and Cunningham are up to something. They offered me $10,000 to go along with them. To say that I went down the Thunderhead and seen the new strike.
Well, did you go down? Did you see the new strike?
I told you there's no strike in the Thunderhead.
Well, Jim, if you need money
I'm
badly...
not thinking about myself. I'm thinking about those miners out there. I'm thinking about the whole town. Ben, do you know what happened if even a false boom started? San Francisco money would start coming in. And maybe some of the closed mines would get a little courage and open up. There's a lot of men out there that need work. Some of them would get it. Now, do you want me to go out and tell them there's no possible chance of any silver in the Thunderhead? Do you want me to take away their last hope?
Jim, you're so right about Virginia City. It's in a bad way. It's tottering. But it hasn't fallen. You give it a false boom. You give it a few months of false prosperity based on nothing. And you'll be giving it a final push, and Virginia City will really collapse, only it won't be a depression. It'll be a catastrophe.
Yeah. Thought of that, too.
Have you given Furnace and Cunningham their answer?
No, they're coming over this afternoon.
What are you going to tell them?
I've been honest all my life, Ben. I guess I'm too old to change now. They're not going to like it. But don't worry, Ben. I get into it, and I'll get out of it. But thanks, Ben. Thanks for coming by. I needed somebody to talk to.
Mr. Bronson, I thought we had come to an agreement about this.
I told you I'd think about it. I have. The answer is no.
Aren't you being pretty high-handed about this? Mr. Furnace here, I believe, has just as much knowledge about mines as you have. He says he's found plenty of silver in the Thunderhead.
And I say if there's any silver in the Thunderhead, it was hauled in from somewhere else.
and that makes the whole deal crooked. Gentlemen, the answer is still no.
Mr. Bronson, you're making a sad mistake.
He's on to us, Jack. He just blew the whistle on the whole deal.
Oh, did he? Horton?
Jack. Do we have to do it this way?
Do you want Bronson talking all over town? Horton, you know what you have to do.
That's what I'm paid for.
Horton. Be careful.
Sure. Ain't I always?
Take it easy. Get his money. I want this to look like a robbery. Come on.
Never at the bottom of a depression like this. This is the worst I've ever seen.
Oz? Hi, Roy. Whatever it was, I didn't do it.
You sure look guilty to me. Ben?
Roy, come on in, sit down, have a cup of coffee.
No, thanks.
Well, what's on your mind?
Did you see Jim Bronson yesterday afternoon?
Yeah, I had a long talk with Jim.
I got some bad news, Ben. Jim's dead.
Jim's?
He was knifed last night, right outside his office. Looked to me like robbery.
Roy, that whole thunderhead, the strike. There's no strike there. The whole thing's a phony. It's a swindle. Jim told me that Furness and Cunningham offered him $10,000 to say there was silver down at the thunderhead. There's no silver there. He told me so himself. He was waiting for them to come over so he could tell me he wanted no part of the deal.
Ben, that's a pretty serious accusation. You got any more than that to go on?
Well, how much more do you need to go on?
Well, Ben, ever since the mine started closing down, there hasn't been a week go by but what at least 2 men have been killed and robbed by road agents.
Sure, on the divide or down on D Street, but not right downtown in an office building. Roy, I'll bet you Furness and Cunningham had him killed in order to shut him up.
Just to protect a phony silver promotion?
Yes, just to protect a phony silver promotion.
Ben, I don't know what's been going on down at Thunderhead, but I'm sure it's going to help Virginia City. Now, what you have is just an unproven story that you say was told to you by a dead man. Now, I don't feel like going out and telling them miners to give up hope and to sit back and start starving to death.
They're going to start starving to death when the news comes out that the whole thing's a phony. What are you trying to do, make an excuse for murder?
Of course I'm not, and you know it. I'll investigate it, but until I got a lot more to go on, I'm going to keep still about it.
Paul, are you sure about what you said?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, Roy will look into it.
I'm going to look into it, too.
Listen, I think you're going to let the sheriff take care of it.
I don't want to talk Jim into turning down the deal. That makes it my responsibility.
Thunderhead's going crazy! Up to 23 with no sellers! 23! Come on, let's get out of here!
Vern, I don't blame Sheriff Coffey for not wanting to get in front of that crowd.
Well, if Pa thinks it's true, he's going to have to sooner or later.
Yeah, just soon they calm down a little bit first. trample a man to death if they tried to spoil their fun now.
Hey, you know what I was thinking? You know, swindler, no swindle. A man ought to put some money in that stock, you know what?
Joe, you just sit right down. Stay right here just like Paul told us. Drink your beer.
I got it.
Yes, sir, gentlemen, as I was saying, I'm a very careful man. If I didn't believe Frank Furness' theory about there being one continuing vein of silver somewhere in the lode, I wouldn't have put 5 cents into the Thunderhead. But now I'm glad I trusted him. And, gentlemen, I'll tell you something. If you can find some Thunderhead stock, buy it. Buy it while you can still afford it. What do you say we have something to eat? Sit down.
What'd you make out of the sheriff, Bob?
Well, I doubt if there's a more honest man alive than Roy Coffey, but he just won't budge until he has more evidence.
He's got your word, ain't he, Paul?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure Roy believes me, but he claims it isn't enough. I'm afraid he's right.
Yeah. I'll get you a beer.
No. Take a sip of yours. What are you doing?
Oh, I was just figuring. I don't mean to be disrespectful, Pa, but swindler, no swindle. I think a fellow ought to pick up a couple of shares of that stock.
Thunderhead's up $80 a share! Yay!
Hey, you see what I mean? Hey, $80 a share, Pa. $80 a share. Now, I got some money of my own.
Paul, I think he might be right. I got a couple of dollars.
Now, listen to me, both of you. Keep out of the market. Unless you want to be buried in worthless paper. $80 a share.
Yes, sir.
Come on, I'll buy you a dinner.
Golden curry in it. Well, Mr. Cartwright, I've been wanting to talk to you.
Gentlemen, well, I'm listening.
You've heard what's happening in the Thunderhead.
Well, I've heard a lot of wild rumors.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. Isn't that right, Frank?
I've been in this business a long time. I know silver when I see it.
Mr. Cartwright, I understand you own quite a bit of stock in the Golden Curry.
I suppose I do.
That's right. I was just going to advise you to hang on to it. If the deal I'm working on goes through, you may be able to trade it for some Thunderhead stock.
Mr. Cunningham, I don't believe there's a single solitary ounce of silver in the Thunderhead.
Mr. Cartwright, I think you'll admit that Mr. Jock McPherson of the Golden Curry knows a little bit about mining, too. You have enough respect for him to buy some stock in his mine.
What's Jock McPherson got to do with this?
Mr. McPherson thinks we have silver. In fact, he feels so strongly about it, he's considering merging the Golden Curry with the Thunderhead.
I don't believe a word of that.
Why don't you ask Jock McPherson?
I'll do that.
That's quite a story, Cartwright. And you think it comes out fraud, eh?
I don't know of anything else you can call it.
And I don't know, Ben. 9/10 of Virginia City's labor force is hanging out on street corners. Our economy's coming to a standstill. Now, if there's one chance in 100 that it's not fraud and that we can break out of our depression, I'm willing to take it and put good money behind it.
You knew Jim Bronson. Now, Bronson knew the Thunderhead like the back of his own hand. He told me there wasn't an ounce of silver in it anywhere.
I'm no fool. I've demanded proof. And Cunningham said he'd give it to me tomorrow morning at the Thunderhead shaft. Now, why don't you come out, too?
All right. I will, Jock. I will. I'll see you in the morning. Come on.
Well, Jock, we're not producing much as yet. We're in the same boat you are. We've got to have capital before we can expand our operations. Here comes Frank with the ore cart. Gentlemen, he'll be able to answer most of your questions. Let's take a look.
I sure hope Pa didn't have to eat his own words.
Yeah. Cunningham seems mighty sure of himself, don't he?
Mm-hmm.
All right, gentlemen, take a look.
Hey, that's good enough.
Fantastic. Whereabouts in the mine did you say this came from?
Now, Mr. McPherson, if this was the Gould and Curry, would you answer that question?
Well, just how much is this stuff worth?
Well, we figure about $2,500 a ton.
Well, Mr. Cartwright, no silver in the Thunderhead? Well, can't you believe your own eyes?
Do you mind if I
Help yourself. Well, Jock, you've seen it, and you've heard my offer. We'll sell your company a half interest in the Thunderhead for $50,000 cash.
I'll have to take it up with the board of directors in San Francisco. You'll have your answer in a week.
You'll recommend it?
Well, if it assays as rich as you say it does, I'll recommend it. This is beautiful. Beautiful. Pictures.
Well, you can't lose for winning. Thunderhead and Bonanza and the Gould and Curry teaming up with them.
Senor Cartwright, venga, por favor. Oh, so nice to see you. Tell me, what can I do for you?
Where are the little ones? Where's your family?
Oh, I sent them away. I sent them to my wife's sister of a cousin to Carson City. They have a nice little rancho place there, the goat's milk. It's good for the children. Excuse me, sit down, my friend. Excuse the house the way it is.
Leon, I want your opinion about something.
Si.
What do you think of that?
Ay, Chihuahua. Que plata.
Good, huh?
Good. As rich as anything I've ever seen in my life. Where you get this from?
The Thunderhead?
It's impossible. This cannot be.
I saw them bring up a whole cart of this morning.
4 years, 4 long years, Jim Bronson and myself, we work every foot of the Thunderhead. It's Vasya. You know what mean Vasya? Empty, worthless, was, is, and will always be.
That came from the Thunderhead.
Somebody put it there. I mean, I know the Thunderhead like I know my own house.
You think the mine was salted?
I don't know, senor. What else can one think?
I think that Furness and Cunningham are trying to pull off a swindle. I think that Jim Bronson was murdered because he knew what they were up to.
My friend Jim Bronson. By Furness and Cunningham?
I think. I have no proof.
Senor Cartwright, look, if it's true what you are thinking, I'm...
Leon, how can we find out for sure about this?
There's only one way. Will you go inside the Thunderhead with me?
Oh, sure I will, but they're not going to let us go into the Thunderhead. They have guards posted around the entrance to the mine.
Leon knows another way. Vamos. What is this? This is an old air shaft that will get us down to the first level.
Does anybody else know about this?
No. Oh, just the men who help us, to dig it out.
Yeah, but how about the...
Barnes and Cunningham don't know nothing.
ship locked up down here. There are only 5 men in there. You sure we're going in the right direction?
I follow the overflow of the ore cart. That's why I know that this is the right direction.
What's the matter? What is it, silver, or isn't it?
All my life, I have mined silver. In Peru, in Guanajuato, in Tasco. All my life, I have never seen such rich ore. Senor Cartwright, this is Bonanza. The real Bonanza. It's magnifico.
I don't see how you and Bronson could be so wrong about the Thunderhead.
I don't know. Maybe we were not so wrong about the Thunderhead.
This is silver, isn't it?
See, this is silver. But who's silver? Huh?
What do you mean, who's silver? What are you talking about?
I will tell you in the morning. Vámonos.
Pete? Is that you, Pete? Pete! Somebody in the mine! All right, everybody out and get after him! Come on!
Hey, there's somebody in the mine.
Well, there can't be. We've been here all the time.
We can't take any chances. Come on. What's wrong?
We heard someone in the tunnel and thought they was going out this way.
Jack, somebody made it down to the working face.
He'll never get out to tell about it. All right, some of you men check the other tunnels. Come on, let's get back outside.
Look, there they are.
Anybody recognize him?
Not the little one, but the big one looked like old man Cartwright.
Hey. Hey, Frank, what's this?
Air shaft to one of the upper levels. Probably been there 2-3 years.
Who laid out the first diggings?
Bronson and Leon Flores.
Then it had to be Flores. And Flores is a friend of Cartwright's. Get Flores.
No, Jack, not Flores. I know him. I've worked with him. He's a good man.
Every cent we own is sunk in this rock pit. Either we're ruined or we're millionaires right now before he gets a chance to put 2 and 2 together.
How about Cartwright?
I'll handle Cartwright.
Sit down, Senor Cartwright. This is the map of the whole Virginia City.
Yeah.
And this is the map of the Thunderhead, right here. Now, this is the Golden Quarry, where the first Bonanza was.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Savage Mine, Belcher, and this is the Thunderhead. Now, the pockets are here and here. This is the boundary that is between the Golden Quarry and the Thunderhead. Now, I think that this is where we saw the silver, just below the boundary line.
Then you do think we were on Golden Curry land?
It's a possibility, but how can a man be sure? I first must get the legal description and check it against the map.
How long would that take?
5, 6 hours.
That long?
But then we can be sure.
And if it does check out that we were in Golden Curry land, I can take that information to the government engineer and have Cunningham and Company blown right out of the Comstock.
I hope so.
Then I'll see you in the morning.
Mañana, ¿eh? Mañana, señor Cartwright.
Poor Leon, he was a good man.
Now, do you believe me?
Ben, I never did say I didn't believe you. I just said I couldn't arrest anybody without sufficient evidence, and we still haven't got it.
There's enough evidence there for me.
Ben, you're not the law now. Don't get the idea that you are. If there was a shred of evidence to go on, I'd follow this thing through all the way, even if it meant killing the best news this town has had in months. But I haven't got it, and neither have you. So you stop pushing me, or we're going to lock horns.
I'll find you the evidence.
You do that, and the sooner the better. But make sure it's proof.
What do you think now?
What do you want us to do, Pa?
I'm riding in to see Jock McPherson. Take care of things here. I'll see you in town later.
Right.
Jock, I tell you there is a bonanza there, but it's not in the Thunderhead. It's in your own mind.
Oh, Ben, I'm a mining man. The indications are not right for ore on that side of my mine. Don't you think I haven't checked that out?
I have seen it with my own eyes.
All right, then. I hope you're right. It will be the greatest thing that ever happened to the Golden Curry. Well, as soon as I hear from my board of directors...
You're going to wait to hear from your board of directors on a matter as important
I'm only the superintendent. Only last week they were threatening to close down the Golden Curry entirely. I couldn't buck Furness and Cunningham on my own and then find that I'm wrong.
I'm trying to tell you that you're not wrong. I saw the silver in there with my own eyes. All you have to do is demand a survey.
Well, I'll do that, Ben, just as soon as I hear from San Francisco.
Just as soon.
Well, I've got to think of my job.
And I've got to think of 2 friends. Both of them dead.
Friends, there's scarcely a man here who doesn't own stock in the Thunderhead. And if you don't own stock, you all have your own businesses around town. But every one of you stands to gain from what we've found in that mine. But there is one man who stands to benefit enormously by seeing Virginia City fold up and become a ghost town. But a man who would like to extend his tentacles and devour everything on this side of the Washoe, the same as he's eaten up everything on the other side of it.
Well,
the man who stands to gain the most by spoiling Virginia City's greatest boom is Ben Cartwright.
You're Cartwright, ain't you?
That's right. What about it?
Where do you get off talking down this Thunderhead strike?
Look, mister, we don't want no trouble with you.
You don't, huh? Well, you're gonna get it. And you better tell that stupid old man of yours if I catch him around here again, I'll bash his brains out.
What'd you say?
I said I'll bash his brains in.
That's what I thought he said.
All right. All of you get this straight. If any of you's got any notions about bashing anybody's brains out, especially our paws, then you got us to contend with first.
Now, who else do you want me to turn to, Watkins? You're the resident engineer for the Virginia City area.
I'm not arguing that point, Ben. Of course you turned to the right man. That's why I'm here.
Well?
But you're making some pretty serious accusations. And Furness and Cunningham are important men. Now, I've got to have something more concrete.
The Flores had those charts. He and Bronson charted out the whole Thunderhead area. Do you believe that?
Of course I believe it. I've got copies of those charts. It's a government regulation.
Then what else do we need?
Ben, the federal government cannot move on mere suspicion.
Now, look. I have reason to believe that the Thunderhead is tapping a rich pocket in the Gould and Curry mine. The only way that can be proven is by making an underground survey. Now, I have no idea how to make an underground survey. You know how to do it. That's your job, isn't it?
Well, of course it's my job. But, Ben, I cannot go into that mine without the express permission of Cunningham and Furness. Now, that's the law.
You're telling me you won't go into the Thunderhead?
I'm telling you I can't go into the Thunderhead. Not legally.
Well, how about illegally? Now, look, Watkins, you've known me for a long time. I'm not the kind of man who goes around breaking laws, but we've got to get to the truth of the matter.
I don't know. That mine's got to be well guarded, Ben.
Well, Leon and I got in through an old abandoned air shaft.
Yeah, I know about that air shaft. Oh, they've got to have a guard on that by now.
Now, look, suppose we take Hoss and Joe with us. Now, if they can distract that guard long enough for us to get into the air shaft.
Well, you're treading on dangerous ground, Ben. But Jim and Leon were my friends, too.
You make the survey.
And I'll probably live to regret it.
They just come back from checking that air shaft.
This would be a good time for us to get started, then.
Yeah. We shouldn't be too long. But if that guard goes back to check the air shaft,
we'll take care of him, Paul.
Yeah, you two be careful.
No, first you gotta run the gun down. This side, and then you this. First you gotta run the gun down. This side, and then you this.
What are you doing?
We just crossed the boundary line of the Gould and Curry.
Are you sure of this?
I've been down here a dozen times. This is where the old tunnel ended. This is new shoring.
That explains that silver deposit. That's not in the Thunderhead, it's in the Gould and Curry.
That's what it looks like. Come on, let's take a look. You better let me get a fix on this ore face, Ben. We'll need it for evidence.
Guess Virginia City will boom after all, huh?
Yeah, so will your Gould and Curry stock.
This side, and then
Hurry it up. Don't want to get caught down here.
You know, from the look of it, a person will be able to break through into this from right here.
Come on, let's get him.
Where'd that come from? Sound like the north section.
Trouble.
Otto, take a couple of men and check the tunnel entrance. The rest of us will check the lower levels and the ore face.
Come on, Phil.
Look, there they are.
Joe, this thing moves.
Hey, well, let's move it.
Mr. Watkins, you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. Thank heaven you two are all right. How are you?
Yeah, fine.
You better get some help with those men down here.
Right.
We'll go see McPherson. Tell him he's got a real bonanza.
I don't know how thick it is, but it's at least 150 feet wide. That's quite a hunk of silver, Jack.
And 20,000 people will live better. Men, women, and children. Prosperity's back on the Comstock.
That's wonderful, eh? What's the matter with you?
I don't know about Horsey. I'm just wondering why I didn't buy some of that Gould and Curry stock when you did, Pa.
Well, I've been trying to tell you, you're just not as smart as your old man. Come on, I'll buy you a drink with part of my profits.
Come on, Charlie, get the line moving, will you? Come on, make your exit move on. You can't even make a difference.
ভালোবাসার পরশ পেয়ে অস্থির আমি গেছি হয়ে সারা অঙ্গ জুড়ে আমার এসেছে ফাগুন চল নৌকা ডুবি চল নৌকা ডুবি খেলবো খেলা আজ দুজনায় চল নৌকা ডুবি খেলবো খেলা আজ দুজনায় বাড়ির কাছে ভরা নদী শেষে জোয়ার জোয়ার ভাটা শেষ হলে শুকনো বালুর চর বাড়ির কাছে ভরা নদী শেষে জোয়ার জোয়ার ভাটা শেষ হলে শুকনো বালুর চর ঢেউয়ের তালে তুলতে চলে আমার নাই চার চল নৌকা ডুবি খেলবো খেলা আজ দুজনায় চল নৌকা ডুবি খেলবো খেলা আজ দুজনায় ফাগুন মাসের আগুন জ্বলা ভরা বসন্ত ঘুমিয়ে থাকা মনটা আমার বড়ই অশান্ত ফাগুন মাসের আগুন জ্বলা ভরা বসন্ত ঘুমিয়ে থাকা